I'm so proud to be a part of my family, to be representing this country on this day, because it is an opportunity, as I said, not just to look back and pay homage to those who have selflessly sacrificed so much for us. It's an opportunity to look forward to see what potential are we going to unlock in the women who have the custodianship of this country moving forward. And of course, I'm not alone.
No, not at all. Listen, we need to get into the Good Morning Post because we also want you to contribute to the conversation today. It says, good morning and happy Women's Day, South Africa. What's something that women do better than anyone else? Let us know via voice note on 0634088863. What a question that is.
So please start that conversation and use it wisely today. I think there are a number of things that I can immediately put my finger on. I think logic is probably the first thing that jumps to mind. But there are soft skills, emotional skills, roles that women play around us every day in this country that are mind-blowing. So we want you to put your sister, to put your mother, to put that person that is so special in your life on a pedestal today and show us what are those skills that women have in this country that, well, men are sadly just really far behind. I'll get into a little bit of that in the Olympics. Of course, it's going to be an inspirational session looking at some of the achievements of women in sports at the moment. But I absolutely love this. We're going to have a little bit of fun with that. Let us know on all of our social media platforms. Likewise, our voice notes line 0634098863. If you want to chat about anything on the show today, if it's inspired you to get talking, that's the point. Drop us a voice note. We'd love to hear from you. I have a feeling we're going to give you a couple of talking points right now as we connect with those sporting headlines after the morning's news.
3 minutes after 6 o'clock, let's get into your national news on this Women's Day. And we get kick-started with mopping up is underway after 2 retention dams at Riverlands near Malmesbury in the Western Cape collapse, causing widespread flooding and displacing hundreds of residents. Now, 14 people have been hospitalized. The displaced are being sheltered at the Riverlands Primary School. Disaster relief organisation Gift of the Givers is assisting around 500 people. Swartland's municipality's communications officer, Mart Marie, confirmed the third dam status is stable and urged residents to stay safe. Now, the public is also asked to avoid spreading fake news, which is causing further panic. As part of Women's Month celebrations, the Government Communication and Information System and Tshwane University of Technology yesterday hosted a panel discussion on 30 years of women excellence in community media at the Pretoria campus. The event, under the annual Women in Media and Communication project, gathered women from the community media sector to share their experiences and reflect on overcoming barriers and achieving success in their careers. The discussion highlighted the progress and contributions of women in the industry. Now, moving on to some international news, Somalia's cabinet approved a bill yesterday that, if confirmed by Parliament, will revert the country's election system to universal suffrage for the first time in decades, ending a process of indirect voting, the government spokesperson said. Amid widespread insecurity caused by an Islamic insurgents and weak state structures, in recent years lawmakers voted for the president, while clan heads and elders elected lawmakers in both the federal government and regional states. The new election rules will lead the country to one person, one vote nationally. Japan has issued its first ever warning of an increased risk of a major earthquake in the near future. The advisory, issued last night, urged people to stay alert, but not evacuate, emphasizing that a large quake is not imminent, just more likely than usual. This followed a 7.1 magnitude earthquake off Kyushu, which caused no major damage but raised concerns due to its location near the Nankai Trough, a seismic hotspot. Officials advise residents to remain cautious, check evacuation routes, and ensure they have sufficient supplies. Only a few weeks after the election in the UK, Parliament is filled with fresh faces. But the newest star isn't an MP, but a lovable guide dog named Jenny. And this is our final story for today, leaving you on a feel-good note. We're helping blind MP Steve Darling navigate Parliament's tricky hallways. Jenny has quickly become a media darling herself. Her Twitter fan account, started by an anonymous admirer, gained over 20,000 followers within days, prompting the furry star to get a dedicated press officer. Jenny's charm is not just winning over the public, she's also bringing a breath of fresh air to the House of Commons. Amid the hustle and bustle of Parliament, Jenny's soft snores during sessions have become a source of warmth, making even the most serious MPs smile. Oh, and dogs will do that. It's a really good note to end off your news at this hour. Let's check in with your sports to see if we're still smiling. Here's Graham.
We are smiling indeed. Why? Because history was made yesterday. Well, a couple of moments. In fact, let's dive right into our Olympic update. So in the 200-meter final for the men last night, Botswana did make history as Letsile Tebogo blew the field away, most notably thwarting Noah Lyle's sprint double effort. So the 21-year-old found his perfect stride to come in at 19.46, well ahead of American Kenneth Benderek, with the silver. Lyles netting the bronze, in fact, in this one. Then staying with the gents, American Grant Holloway took gold in the much-vaulted 100-meter hurdles final, just breaking under 13 seconds with a photo finish they needed to separate Daniel Roberts in silver and Rashid Broadbell getting the bronze. But the times this year have been insane. So let's turn to the ladies. And on the track with the ladies, one of the most compelling rivalries, I think, of their generation, never mind just this year, played out in the 400-meter hurdles as the 400-meter hurdle phenom Femke Bol, who inspired the Dutch orange facelift to the Stade de France. The entire stadium just about was orange. She was unable to dethrone the Olympic queen, Sydney McLaughlin-Navron, who set a new world record of 50.37 seconds. And that, of course, kept the USA's gold tally ticking over. And that was ahead of her compatriot Anna Cockrell. And in that medal hunt, the US on 103 at the moment, China looking good on 73 as well. Australia, as they do, showing a great late charge with the golds there as well. So speaking of a great charge, Team SA on form yesterday as Julia Vincent qualified for the women's 3-meter springboard final later today. Then Alma Farie, she did the same, and she did it fast in a 100-meter hurdle repechage. And then a little bit later today, we've got Edmund Farie looking to disrupt the men's 800-meter semi-final. Marion Farie gets her shot in the 100-meter hurdles. That's in the semis. And then the most, I think, exciting highlight as we build to one of the games' crescendos, the 4x100-meter final. Our team set a season best 37.34 to qualify just behind America. We are looking good. Now we're going to close out with a moment of pure power, exemplifying, I think, Women's Day, and one that's likely to probably break the internet a little bit today. Perhaps still burning after settling for that 100-meter silver, Sha'Carri Richardson ran her anchor leg in an eye-popping 9.99 seconds, below 10, to see the woman match the gents' victory. An unbelievable achievement and quite a shot to fire ahead of the sprint finals, but we cannot wait for that one. An exciting weekend of sport ahead of us. We'll continue to delve as we go, but of course, on the foot of the weekend, the weather becomes that much more important. Let's get the latest.
Thank you, Gray. Let's head into your weather for this morning, where the South African Weather Service has issued several warnings for today. A yellow level 2 warning for disruptive rain, potentially causing localized flooding of roads and settlements, is expected over the southwestern Western Cape. Additionally, a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds and waves, making sea navigation difficult, is anticipated between Alexander Bay and Plettenberg Bay. A yellow level 1 warning for damaging winds leading to challenging driving conditions, rapid fault fire spread and damage to informal structures is expected over the southern Northern Cape, as well as much of the Western Eastern Cape. Now, extremely high fire danger conditions are forecast for the interior, excluding Walter Sisulu and Senqu local municipalities. And lastly, we can definitely feel it right here in studio right now. Very cold conditions are expected in parts of the Western Cape, as well as the Namakwa district. Now, we got to move into the sunrise view of the week. I'm not going to say who chose this. It might have been me. But Sharon, you won my heart with this one from Port St. John's. She sent this absolutely breathtaking view of her mornings from St. John's. Love it. I love the way the sun is reflecting with the mist as well on the water. Makes me just want to do a little bit of a dip and a dive right in there. Well, you too can be like Sharon and share your morning view with us on 063-408-8863. We delve into that at 7 and 8 o'clock this morning. For now, let's see what you can expect in your world of temperatures for today.
Happy Women's Day, Mzansi, and it is hello to you, no matter where it is you're watching from in this beautiful country. Yes, we are here together to celebrate the queens of our hearts, and of course, just make sure that you enjoy this beautiful, lovely, long weekend that you deserve. It's been a long time since we had one, you know what I mean? We're coming to you live from the Sabc showroom at Design Quarter in Johannesburg, and today it is still going to be absolutely beautiful because the menu, it's looking so good. First and foremost, we're going to be recapping the Olympics that happened in Paris, and actually they're still happening at the moment. Of course, it is Delucia Daniels that is going to be helping us do that, and then we hear about Masterchef Season 5 from the ever so incredible Zakaria Ibrahim. I can tell you this much, this place already smells delicious because he's already here, and we are going to be getting into it. However, let's get ready to enjoy fully your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3. Don't go anywhere.
What are you going to do when there's no...
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back as we continue to try to wrap our head around what the Olympics represent. So many moments, big ones, some of those smaller moments that might be just as impactful. And as the Paris 2024 Olympics continues to inspire, we are excited to once again welcome award-winning radio producer and good friend on our show, Delucia Daniels, to discuss her top 3 standout moments from the third week of the Games. And she's picked some pearlers, as well as a little bit of a throw forward to the start of the Rugby Championship tomorrow, lest we forget. What are we going to do when there's not sport to watch every 5 seconds of the day?
I feel like there is so much going on because the Premier League is starting soon as well.
No,
so there
I'm
will
not ready.
be things that we can do. But for now, the Olympics is still what we're into.
And lest we forget, Happy Women's Day.
Thank you very
Thank you for
much.
being that marker. I know so many young broadcasters looking to you right now. So thank you for representing that. And thank you for bringing us some amazing stories this morning. Let's start with a 5-time individual event winner. When we look at, is it Mijane Lopez?
Yes, Mijane Lopez.
Mijane Lopez. Just why is this so significant? This is yet another moment of history from
I
these
think
games.
we all grew up watching wrestling. It's something that was part of our childhood.
It's
And
the Olympics.
I remember watching him way back when, I think it was 2012. I was 13 at the time, so very, very young. And he had won one of his gold medals. And to do it at the age of 41, you are now a 5-time consecutive gold medalist in this individual event. And for me, it was so emotional. I think with all the events, really, you look at them and you feel people's stories through what they're doing.
For sure.
And at the end of the match, he took off his shoes, which in wrestling is probably the most symbolic thing that you can do when saying goodbye to a sport and announcing your retirement. It was incredibly powerful to see him perform on that level. at the age that he is, and to know that you are now that record holder.
And he's never dropped off that pace.
No.
In probably one of the most competitive and nuanced physical disciplines that we have. But I love that the fact that that moment, as you say, it's such a soft moment from such a strong, hard man. Just that that release of taking his shoes off, absolutely beautiful. So amazing to see that narrative play out in this World Cup. On the flip side of that coin, you've got a 14-year-old young Australian popping up with a gold medal. Fill us in on Arissa True.
I don't want to say that the skateboarding competition has stolen my heart, because I feel like I've appreciated it in many ways, but not on this level. And I think with this particular event, they say it's the Women's Park skateboarding competition, but 9 out of 10 of those athletes are young kids. They're 14, 15, 16. And Arissa True, what a cutie pie. Because for me, she's become Australia's youngest ever Olympian. And one of the funniest moments for me was she was so excited to win. She'd gone on camera afterwards and said her parents had promised her a pet if she had won a gold medal. But I think between you and I, you'd probably say, oh, maybe I'd want a puppy, a fish, a hamster. No, she wants a duck. And she said that she wants to train this duck, and she wants to be able to take the duck with her to the skate park and teach her how to skate with her. And they asked her, what would you have named your duck when you get back to Australia? And she said, Goldie or Paris, which I think is so cute.
It's absolutely spot on for a 14-year-old as well. I love it. Another beautiful story coming through with the games that kind of connects generations. This one seems to be a kind of passing of the baton, excuse the pun, kind of Olympics in so many areas as well. Let's talk about the gymnastics. A little bit of negative attention around Simone Biles, because she really did kind of, and I'm not going to fuel that fire anymore because the internet loves that sort of thing, but we've given them the right kind of reason to jump on board. Why was it such a big moment as Rebecca Andrade, Simone Biles and Jordan Childs all took that spot on the podium together? Why was this so significant?
I think having 3 black women be on an Olympic podium in gymnastics is so iconic. We only had our first black woman win an all-round competition in 2012 with Gabby Douglas. And then you had Simone Biles, you had Sunilisa, she then became the champion, and now you've got Simone again. And to have all 3 of them on floor was incredibly something that we need to realize it's happening now.
It's a baseline shift.
100%.
I love that.
And all of them are so competitive. And I think when you look at what Simone Biles has done for the sport, it's incredible. But you cannot discredit Rebecca for what she's done. For the first time, I think, in a very long time, she's finally getting her flowers. She's been the closest to her in all world championships. And in the past Olympics, they've competed on top of one another. They have almost identical levels of difficulty. Simone is an anomaly, so it's very hard to beat her. But Simone has said, oh, she's tired of competing against Rebecca because she's getting uncomfortable now. It's close. And there was a clip before when they were revealing Rebecca's score. She said she knew that Rebecca was going to beat her because she had stepped out and got introductions. And she said, I think Rebecca's got this. And immediately afterwards, when Simone's score was revealed, she went straight to Rebecca. And Rebecca actually couldn't see. She had to put her glasses on.
Oh, shame, man.
She realized at that point she had won. And I think to be able to, as women, especially because, you know, even on Women's Day, we are taught to put women down.
Or fight for the same slice, fight for the same piece.
Everyone was so happy on that podium afterwards, and to see them hug and talking and just being there and having true sportsmanship is so iconic for the sport. And I really hope that it continues in this fashion going into the next championships and Olympic Games.
Because it's vital, and so many athletes have lived their entire career supposedly under the shadow of that number one.
Yes.
But you forget that number one, Simone Biles, for instance, only is Simone because she's had Rebecca there to vault her, to push her forward. So I love that moment. Just very quickly, before we touch on the box, anything you're really excited about today? South Africans on the charge yesterday. A couple of potential moments for us today. What's got you most excited?
The diving. I think Julia Vincent, I watched her in qualifying and I thought she was fantastic. I watched her in the semi-finals. And diving is such a unique sport. I think you and I spoke about this. It's about the technicalities. Because I can sit at home and be like, oh my gosh, what a great pike position that you went down, so many tumbles that you did. But then like, oh no, but her splash was too big and her toes weren't pointed. But I watched her in comparison to everyone else and she is on par. So I'm looking forward to seeing how she is in the finals today. That's someone I'm really have my eye on. The guys did really great in their relay yesterday as well. Akane Sembine, read us through, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out later as well.
It's going to be massive, but clearly they believe a season best when they ran out last night. Just Sha'Carri Richardson running a 9.99 for her leg, dipping under 10. Amazing. Okay, let's do it. Rugby Championship, if we can handle it, if our little sporting hearts can handle that thrown into the mix as well. How are you feeling about this? This is quite a big moment. It feels like the tar is kind of hitting, or the tyres are hitting the tar now for the Boks.
Yeah. You know, we haven't won a rugby championship since 2019. And I think going into this, there's so much at stake for us. I feel like we're more motivated. On paper, we have a fantastic team.
Sure.
I'm so excited to see Sasha Feinberg and Ngumazulu finally have his start at that number 10. I think he's proven himself time and again that he deserves that spot. And I think with the Wallabies now, it's almost like they've been in development process. They had a few good games in their, you know, pre-season testing. But at the same time, I kind of feel like we have this one in the bag.
For sure. It hasn't quite clicked for the Aussies just yet.
We've got a new coach. We've got Rassie. I mean, I think we really do have this one. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we go. However, we are playing in Brisbane. The last time we won in Brisbane was 2013. There's a reason it's called the House of Horrors. Because out of the 13 attempts we've been there, we've only won once.
Sure.
So going into this, it's the first time it's also a sold-out stadium in years. So I feel like there's a lot to play for. Also a lot of South Africans in Australia anyway. So I do feel like the support is going to be there and the boys are going to bring back, you know, a win for us.
It's going to be absolutely magical. I've got to apologise. At some point, I was giving my wife driving lessons and I saw Sasha's sponsored car, and I think we followed you around for about 10 kilometres. I'm sorry, it was us, man, but you're just so cool, dude. All the best of luck. No, good luck. Enjoy it. I don't know where your eyes are going to be for this weekend, but it's okay. We can all be a little sporting schizophrenic. But Team SA, very well represented in the Olympics right now, building right up to that 4x100 metres. And of course, our boys ready to dominate. Once again, I'm going to say to you, my friend, thank you for representing the very best of what young South African women can do every day. Never just mind one day of the year. Hopefully, you will get the platform that you deserve. We absolutely love having you a part of the team.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, definitely crossing fingers for the Boks, and crossing fingers because this might be you that I'm talking about, all right? And if you're a woman, I'm hoping that it's definitely you on a day like today. Listen, check your tickets, Mzansi. The second highest Lotto jackpot in South Africa has been won, okay? And the search is now on for the lucky winner who bagged the mind-blowing 100 million rand Lotto jackpot on Saturday, the 3rd of August, 2024. Now, the winning ticket was purchased in Pretoria, Gauteng. Could it be you? Just maybe. I think that you need to go through your purses, go through your bags and have a look if that is you. I'm crossing fingers, like I said earlier, that maybe possibly you would even share some of your millions with me. I don't know. Panda Pusher Play, though, Ituba is the proud operator of the National Lottery. Get to looking. For now, though, let's head into the kitchen with Graham to find out what's still coming on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Get into the kitchen, indeed. In fact, one of the craziest narratives playing out in any kitchen. Masterchef has been bringing us the highlights this year, and we're going to join one of the incredible journeys as it sadly came to an end this week on what has been one of the most stunning series of Masterchef, undoubtedly, and of course finding a new home here on SABC3. And then, of course, we continue to focus on incredible women, and I think it's going to be with mixed emotions that JP Sebastian takes us on a deep dive through films that he feels really do exemplify feminism, the power of women, and the journey over the last few decades. I have a feeling this is going to get us all thinking quite critically about our role, and especially the role that women and the stories that women need to tell and need to be heard, how much of an impact that can make within that cinematic space. This is the right person to have handling that kind of journey. So join us and JP in just a moment, and don't forget to recharge that coffee cup.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's a happy Women's Day indeed, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Why? Because we get to be together, my lovely. On Women's Day, we've brought somebody that's going to cook up a storm for the ladies. Thank you very much. Okay, no, I'm joking. He's also here because we are celebrating him, having made it so far into Masterchef Season 5. And it is someone who left an indelible mark on this season. Because honestly, when it comes to his passion for food and also just his culinary skill, it speaks for itself. My friend, I'm talking about Zachariah Ibrahim, the king that is in the building. Everybody, let's give him a feel good welcome. Zach, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Amazing, thank you. All the better for you being here to cook for us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Zach, you've been in retail for a while, or rather previously you were.
Yeah.
And then you kind of pivoted and now you got into food. Speak to me about where your love for food came from.
So my love for food came from my gran and my aunts. I mean, I lived with them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Being around a house full of ladies, watching my gran cook on a Sunday afternoon for the family, it brought us together. And I thought, you know what? Why can't I do the same? Why can't I bring people together with the food I love? So that's where it all started. And that's where the Virgin Cook started.
I love that. And speak to us a little bit as well about, you know, what inspired you to enter MasterChef SA.
In actual fact, I really wasn't going to enter, and it was my fiancée, Lynn, that actually forced me to enter.
Yes.
And that's how it all happened. And little did I know, well, I'm a contestant and a finalist.
That's a good fiancé right there.
That is,
Yeah,
definitely.
one who says chase your dreams. I love that because I feel like we always need people like that around us. But of course now, here is the dream being realized. You step onto the MasterChef SA set. You know, you're seeing all these people. You're surrounded by all of these different things. Tell me about that feeling, that very first time you stepped onto the set.
So firstly, the set is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And then I had to pinch myself because, you know, I wasn't sure. Am I really here? Is this actually happening?
Yeah.
And it is a dream come true. I mean, I think being on MasterChef is one of the best cooking competitions one can ever be on.
I mean, it's one of the best in the entire world.
Yes, it is definitely one of the
Literally,
best.
yeah. But you're someone who's known for being very organized. You know, so like having a little bit of a mild OCD.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, especially with all of those time constraints, being under pressure and everything, how did you manage to, I guess, keep it together and just make sure you were doing what you had to do?
So I think for me, I've always put myself into a zone before I do anything. I listen to my music, number one.
Yes.
And then write down the stuff that I need to do and organize it on my prep table the way I would want it. And when I'm done with it, if it needs to go into the bin, it needs to go into the bin. If it needs to go into the sink, it needs to go into the sink.
Yes.
So the less clutter, the better it is. I don't believe in organized chaos. It doesn't exist.
Hey, Zach, you're hurting me. I am organized chaos sitting where I am right now. Oh, my goodness. But Zach, you are known for your Mediterranean cuisine and a little bit more into that as well. Talk to me about this. Where did it come from? Because was that what you grew up, you know, kind of knowing? Or did you dive on into it when you got more into food?
It's not what I grew up knowing, but a lot of the flavors that we ate come from Indian food. So Mediterranean has a little bit of that, and so does your Middle Eastern flavors. But as I moved in my journey throughout the years, I kind of started getting more into that kind of food and that kind of environment. I just think Mediterranean food has so much flavor. It's light. It makes a pea puree and a cranberry sauce to end it all.
Zach, I need it now. Okay, we'll talk about this, Zach. Because
We can.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
please, because that sounds absolutely delicious. But the nice thing is that we are going to be getting to experience, rather, your steak with the exotic mushrooms.
Correct.
I'm very excited for that. And, Expresso family, luckily you get to stick around and be part of it as well. We're going to be seeing how Zach cooks up a storm in the Expresso kitchen and not just the MasterChef kitchen. Speaking of MasterChef, my friend, the broadcast for it in terms of the premiere episode on Saturday has changed as a result of Miss South Africa. So it'll no longer be going out at 7:30, but rather at 8:30. So yes, you'll still get all of that loveliness that you get from MasterChef SA. However, it will be happening at 8:30 p.m. For now, while we go and get ready in the kitchen, I know that there's always something cooking there in Cape Town. Hi, my beautiful Cape Town family.
Next week on MasterChef South Africa.
Please welcome Jackie Burger. Your challenge today is to bring a creative interpretation of one of these outfits onto a plate.
That's a trap. I'm not falling for it.
It's a blurry mess.
This is just going from bad to worse.
I'm blown away.
Unfortunately, you're going home.
This Saturday on S3, directly after the Miss SA pageant at 8:30.
Yes, Sanele, something is always cooking in our kitchen, but also our lounge, especially when it comes to entertainment. And right now, JP joins us on the couch because we're going to be talking about all things Women's Month, Women's Day, and women-centric films / feminist films.
Sure.
Right?
Some array, some spectrum of just women-themed and centered.
Because not each film has a feminist agenda, but there are ways of telling the story that can make such a powerful statement.
Yeah. And oh man, I'm even averse to that word agenda.
For sure, yeah.
Just creepy feminists everywhere. It's like,
you.
no, feminism's a good thing and we need more of it. So this is my personal favorites of course, there's some very obvious ones that I could have spoken about, like of the larger blockbusters, like Mad Max Fury Road in a very like rudimentary way even. You could say it's about men realizing that they have some sort of obligation to be allies, etc., to say Charlize Theron's character, etc. You got The Favorite and all of that. But I want to get into the smaller, maybe even more artsy kind of things. But these are all big hitters and they're all beautiful, and some of them are even some of my favorite directors. And the first one is, well, it was competing with Parasite back in 2019. So there's no way I was going to like choose Portrait of a Lady on Fire over Parasite. But what a beautiful movie. Preposterous, guys. This was shot in 8K. The director, Celine Sciamma, if ever you need to see a movie in 8K rather than 4K or 2K or whatever, it's just because the range of colors and just obviously every shot has to be a painting if you're going to deal in...
I was about to say that. Wow, look at that.
And so the story is very fascinating, and it's one of these things that could be a good conversation starter if you're just having to say girls' night, a ladies' night, a women's night, an others' night, whatever you want to call it. Or even men need to be thoughtful about these things. And what's very interesting is the obvious absence of men in the story, but men are just sort of this pervading spirit, this threat, this looming agenda, if you like. And the story being is that a character played by Adele Haenel is she's commissioned by a royal woman to paint a painting of her daughter, but in secret because her daughter's very against the idea of posing for painters because she knows it means she's about to be married off. The painting gets sent to some random Italian dude who's like, yeah, I picked that one. Kind of. So like, what an intense story about betraying your own. About in secret she's trying to catch all these details. Like, what does her chin look like in this light? What does her form look like in whatever? So, and then obviously love starts to bloom. The story is very interesting in that if you want to get into the deep stuff of Freudian and Lacanian scopophilia and phallocentrism and all that kind of stuff, the idea of the male gaze we're taking a step back from is that the movie is really talking about the way men objectify and hypersexualize women as these commodities, these objects that they take away from their families and whatever and make of their own of.
Used as part of a trade,
So
that sounds brilliant.
The actress was even trained by an actress, by a painter, how to look. How do painters look? How do they absorb another person? So it's very much about being looked at, but also the look of being looked at as well. It's very interesting. Anyway, whatever. Do try and find Portrait of a Lady on Fire. However, the next one I have to talk about is The Handmaiden by Park Chan-wook, and that name is very important for a lot of people who love cinema because he did Old Boy. Woo! What a beautiful movie. This guy is a sicko for just precision in his editing, in his style. And sorry, Graham.
I was going to say,
go ahead.
and a film that is uncomfortable yet compelling to watch. You want to watch it, you feel like you have to watch it, but when you're watching it, you're like feeling so hectic because it's just different.
You were able to get your hands on this. It's great. So yeah, it's a good point I got to make to people is that not all of these are for like family-friendly movies because women's issues are serious issues. And interestingly, similar to Portrait of a Lady on Fire, there's another con going on, where this group of con jobs decide that in colonial Korea, which is to say under the thrall of Japan as the colonizer, they're going to con this rich Japanese family by sneaking in a servant, similar to Parasite in a way, and a guy who's going to fraudulently make paintings on behalf of the family so that they can wrangle their way in to get the inheritance and whatever. But it becomes another game of who's framing who and who's tricking who and who's conning who.
Who's the villain,
But why these themes are really interesting here is, aside from the sort of the sexual awakening of characters realizing what their real desires are, is also this compounding of coloniality or like colonial forces and these patriarchal forces being used and weaponized by men and even in some cases by women against their own. Again, so if you like, a betrayal of women by women.
Oh my goodness.
And again, that's why I said these are like heavy conversation starters, if you like. But another incredible movie by Park Chan-wook, do watch Old Boy as well. But The Handmaiden is intensely good. Man, what a well-made movie.
Take us back to 2016,
Yes.
Raw.
A coming-of-age movie, and instantly this director, this was her first movie, Julia Ducournau, became one of my favorite directors.
Wow.
She's marvelous. Titan is also incredible. And this young lady decides that, well, it's time to go to college, and she's been raised all life by parents who are very coddling, very protective. They raised her vegetarian, so she's very health concerned. She's a brilliant student as well, straight A's and all this kind of stuff. Goes to veterinary school, where obviously there's a bunch of like, well, the new sensations, the new pleasures to be had while the parents aren't around. And there's also this initiation ceremony where she's forced to eat animal meat for the first time, and it awakens something in her. And this is not for sensitive viewers as well. If you aren't a fan of cannibalism, let me tell you that the Brazilian wax scene in this is going to be the mildest thing you see. You're going to be thankful.
Okay, that's our jumping off point.
You're going to be thankful for the Brazilian waxing scene in this. But it's a great story again about like repression. Like if you're not dealing with these feelings early on, and if you're not talking with your children, and if you're not helping women
context,
through, in her case, one of the feelings is she continuously pushes down her brilliance because she doesn't want to shine too bright, kind of thing, or stick out too much. So I think women can relate to this feeling.
But what I love about that, even the trailer, you kind of get a feeling, a pull, an inertia of almost like before an accident, that kind of feeling of like, oh, it's coming.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man, Julia Ducournau, she's a bit of a freak. She really loves. There's a lot of body horror. It's really hairy to look at sometimes, but it all has a big heart behind it, and I really recommend that as well for anyone if you've got the stomach, for women especially, to see these sort of very awakening kind of things.
Women and men alike. I mean, we can sit down, maybe don't grab the popcorn, but definitely enjoy the movies that JP's given us. 2019, 2016, and 2016 are the years. We're going to get back into this just after this break, because we've got more feminist-centric movies that we're going to get into with JP himself straight after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for choosing to join us at the start of Women's Day here in South Africa. JP Sebastian very kindly taking us on a beautiful path this morning, looking at, let's call it, femme-centric films. He has been very clear these aren't feminist films, but films that really speak to the female narrative that certainly have grabbed his attention, and you've brought some rather heavy-hitting films for this time of the day.
Yeah, no, Caressa, you rightly raised, like, JP, what's going on?
Like, where's the rom-coms? What's that cannibalism?
Which is okay,
In my choice choices, I only realized afterwards, I was like, JP, you chose these really hardcore, like intense things. And I think one of the reasons is because if you look up any list on the internet, it's going to offer you, Barbie is the first thing on the list. I didn't want to talk about the very obvious stuff because you can see that. It's a dime a dozen.
Fluff,
Those aren't necessarily bad. I'm just saying that they get a lot of space.
The other options too.
I'm nervous after the cannibalism has emerged already. Under the skin, must I be nervous? Nervous about this, or does this speak to a figurative?
Don't worry. Men get eaten alive in this too.
Okay, there we go.
I don't know whether to celebrate or not.
Parity, yeah. Just celebrate, girls, celebrate. Yeah, it's your day.
No, and so that's interesting about whether you celebrate this or not, because in Under the Skin, Scarlett Johansson, who, by the way, a lot of scenes in this they filmed secretly. Men didn't know that she was an actress. They dolled her up and this is for a very important reason, in this classic sort of Hollywood look. And she's a vamp. She's the perfect woman in the Hollywood sense. And they drove around Scotland in this white van. She was a bit of a creep, and somehow she'd like entice guys, be like, "Hey, what are you doing later? Do you want to?" And they didn't know it was Scarlett Johansson. They had hidden cameras in the van. And these dudes would just get in the van with her. And then the actors who they did have, who knew that they were actors, don't worry, these men were told afterwards, you're going to be in a movie. The actors who actually were actors were these guys who become victims to this character, who she's this alien, almost extraterrestrial creature, we don't know. And this is one of the great things about the movie. Sometimes you don't need everything explained to you. But she might be this vampire type thing. She might be, it's definitely an extraterrestrial, it seems like. But what she does is lures men to the strange pool of black water that she draws them into. Yeah. And, the movie then becomes about how it's interesting that men find it so easy to just get in a white van, but women can't walk home alone at night kind of thing. Yeah. But then what's interesting about one of the points that you were making, Carissa, is it seems like it could be like a yes type thing, but the character gradually realizes that very important to cinema and women, how women are used in cinema, is that she's just a tool. She starts to gain her own agency and her empathy, like, wait, there's a man I'd like to spare. She's feeding these things to a mothership, we don't know, but she gains a sense of self from realizing I'm just an instrument to a larger machine.
Oh, I love that.
I like that.
And I feel like that kind of ties into the next movie. I used to say ex machina, you said ex machina?
That's fine. It's Latin, from Greek, so you could say ex machina if you like as well, but it's ex machina. Alex Garland.
What would you call her? Not a lead character,
the lead.
The doll.
Android.
The android in there.
Well, have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
So then go ahead and tell us what you know about it.
Oh my gosh, the pressure. So there's an android. No, I feel like there's a Mark Zuckerberg type character, right?
Yeah.
And he's got this house in the middle of nowhere that's so stunning. And as an experiment, he kind of gets this other guy to come on through. I don't know who the other guy is. Did he win something?
Donald Gleason. He's been in a lot of movies too, but
he's brilliant.
He is excellent. But because I also want to get into some of the themes, though, it's like, well, what you got to understand is that he has taken what they refer to as a Turing test. Turing test is what they've all been really putting us through as just average people on the internet, is deciphering whether we're talking to a robot or a human. And what they do in this test is the Oscar Isaac's character strips back all of Alicia Vikander's skin of this robot to say, even if you're looking at a robot, can you still recognize this or believe that you're talking to a human?
You're still personifying it,
So obviously all these themes come out about women being treated as dolls.
Yes.
And you mentioned Zuckerberg, and interestingly, this character, you find out that he's been using all of our personal data to make the perfect woman.
Exactly.
For the desires of men. So again, the crafting of the way the internet, whether it's Instagram or whatever, starts to, carve our minds into being perfectible for consumption by others.
It's like a Black Mirror episode.
It is. It's very excellent. But it's, why it's all AI voices, like all your assistants are all female voices. It's very interesting how women are tied into service.
Great question.
For
Going back to the handmaiden as a maid. Anyway.
Let's move on very quickly to Nightingale, or The Nightingale. Set the premise, your face is already making me a little bit nervous.
So if that's my face after you guys were like, this is intense, this is JP being like, should I have included this? Look, full T's and C's at the top. If you're a survivor of gender-based violence or rape, be very mindful about watching this one first. Maybe think thrice before watching The Nightingale. It's harsh. And at its first screening in Venice, women walked out, but it's directed by Jennifer Kent, who is a woman previously had done The Babadook before this. And she said, if we're dealing with colonial Australia, this is set in Tasmania, we have to be honest about what that was like. This is during a time in Tasmania of what they called the Black Wars, literally referring to Aboriginal people as the Blacks. and they exterminated virtually the entire population of Tasmania willy-nilly. Like if you were an Aboriginal person, you're getting shot or hanged. And the story being is that this lady has her family killed in front of her. She is raped by a British soldier who's decided to make his way up to another town just after doing this, just as an aside, for promotion. So he gets a promotion after doing this. She loses everything after this having been done. Sounds very much like with a Weinstein situation or whatever. And she tracks him through the wilderness on a plot for revenge for her husband and for her baby and for herself. Her baby is killed as well, and she presses into service an Aboriginal man. And this is great about the movie, is that you first realize, well, she's racist as well. You know, she's Irish, so she's just slightly above Aboriginal as far as
sliding scale. Yeah.
But there's this blending eventually, this, if you wanted to use this term, it's a very particular term, but this intersectionality of oppressions. And again, where coloniality uses patriarchy as an assist to keep its systems of oppression in check. So magnificent film, but really a very, very hard watch. Hard to stomach.
For sure, but often those are the most powerful, and for the right person at the right time, a film like that can make a massive, it's a paradigm shift. Buddy, thank you so much for putting yourself through, going through all of those absolutely amazing lists this morning. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I've definitely added some more onto my list. I'm going to watch them with caution, as should you. But heavy hitters, heavy movies, heavy themes. Maybe you need something a bit lighthearted. Zanele standing by in Josie with something for you.
Oh, yes, I am. And it's something delicious because earlier on, Expresso family, we got to know the incredible, amazing Zakaria Ibrahim. He was on Masterchef season 5. And my friend, today we get to know him a little bit more in terms of what he does when we're talking about a fillet steak with exotic mushrooms. Are you still good, Zach?
I'm great. I'm great.
I love it because it means you're going to make a great steak. So talk to me about this, because I know when it comes to searing a steak, kind of perfecting that can be a little bit difficult. How do we make sure that we do it just right?
So the key here is to make sure that your steak is really dry. You pat it dry, make sure that it's at room temperature, and you have a very nice hot skillet. That's going to give it a nice sear and a nice crust, which I'm actually going to show you guys now shortly.
Okay, and can I ask why it needs to be dry? What's the secret behind that?
The secret behind it is there's no moisture. So when it hits the pan, it's dry onto a hot pan, and it gives it a very nice sear and a crust.
Okay, I like that. And how important is it, you know, to kind of just like rest the steak after it's been cooking?
It is very important because what happens is that the steak now sucks up all of those nice juices.
Yes.
And it gets nice and moist on the inside.
Okay.
So tip is you rest it for about half the time you've cooked it.
Really? And how long would it take to cook it?
Well, it depends on the thickness of the steak and how you want it. So medium rare is about 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes per side, and then you're done.
And how, I want to ask you, Zach, what is the perfect making of a steak? You know, is it the medium rare? Is it medium? Which one is it? What's right in the eyes of the king of the kitchen?
I'll be honest, anyone that asks for a well-done steak should never eat it.
What's wrong with well-done
Medium rare is
steaks?
perfect. Pink on the inside, it has all of the right flavor.
Can I tell you, I like medium. Are you judging me?
Not at all.
Thank
Not
you.
At all. Not
Thank
at all.
you.
Not at all.
Thank you very much. Because I think medium sometimes just like it hits the spot. But I also am a medium rare girl. Depending on who makes it. Sometimes people don't know how to make it, Zach, which is why I'm glad you're here. You know what I mean? But Zach, let's get into this. What would this perfectly be paired with?
You can do it with mashed potatoes. You can do it with asparagus. You can do it with boiled potatoes. Anything you want.
Yes, I love that. And also now, in terms of this, what is the secret to making sure that you actually cook it perfectly and you don't get to that well-done steak like you were talking about? Because it's not like I'm going to cut it open while it's in the pan.
So there is a finger method.
A finger method?
Yes.
I've never heard of
you
that.
Do that.
Okay.
And if you press there.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It's medium rare, medium, well done.
Oh, who even discovered that, Batung? Oh my
I have no
goodness.
idea, but whoever did, he or she's a genius.
My goodness. So you leave it in the pan, and then when it almost looks like it's ready, then you start doing what you're doing now.
Correct.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I also want to ask you, because I feel like this is something that would maybe challenge me a bit, because I only step into the kitchen once a year. I keep telling everyone. you know, is this an easy dish in your eyes?
It's a simple dish.
Okay.
It's absolutely easy.
Yeah.
The ingredients are simple. It will literally take you not more than 15 minutes.
Okay, and I'm also seeing like, Jack, that you don't have like a lot of spices.
Not at all.
Okay.
So I'll tell you what, the secret to cooking a good steak is just salt and pepper.
Are
The
you
rest of the flavor
serious?
comes out of the meat.
So when I go to like an expensive restaurant and there's SQ there, they probably only use like, you know, black pepper and salt.
Correct.
Are you now I want my money back, but it's fine. It's okay. Zach, I also know that, you know, there was a lot of different dishes that you guys cooked while you were on MasterChef. In terms of dishes like this, you know, were there any that were sort of in this realm for you?
Well, I did cook ostrich.
Yeah.
So very similar to your beef, but it's also one of my favorite red meats. 'Cause it's very low in fat and it's really good for you.
I don't know. Why don't people tell us about that? I don't know that. You must have ostrich all the time now. Low in fat is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what was your favorite dish that you got to cook on MasterChef?
My favorite dish was the ostrich.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it.
And what made it so special?
I don't know, it just reminds me of all of the good things that I like to eat.
Yeah.
And it also reminds me of what my lady likes to eat.
Oh, that's adorable. So, Zach, while you leave those to kind of do their thing,
Yes.
I think, can we come this side and you show us what the final product would look like, please?
Yeah, sure.
Beautiful. Are you just adding some butter there?
Yes, butter.
Okay, I actually didn't know that you make steak with butter. I'm really learning today. You know, that once a year cooking that's going to happen in December, it's going to be quite something. I'm learning from all of the peeps. And that looks absolutely delicious already.
And then you just want to...
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Zach, are you maybe running low on friends? Do you cook for your friends?
I do.
Okay.
All the time.
All the time, perfect. I think let's talk about a possible friendship maybe, perhaps.
Why not?
Okay, amazing, thank you. This has been smelling absolutely delicious all morning.
Okay.
So I'm so excited to taste this. And Zach, I want to ask you,
Yeah.
because you said earlier on, you know, that you grew up around ladies and, you know, it was from when you were little. What always reminds you of home? Like a dish that genuinely speaks to you?
So what reminds me of home is the smell and the taste of biryani.
Oh.
Especially my grands. It's very nostalgic.
Yes.
Very.
Amazing. Oh, I'm so excited to give this a taste. And I feel like this is exactly what we need for a Women's Day. I feel spoilt as a woman, okay? I feel
Happy
taken
Women's
care
Day.
of. Thank you. Okay, let me have a young taste over here. I got to make sure that I get a nice piece. Ooh, look at that. I'm sure you're so happy seeing that pink.
I am very happy.
When
it's pink, you know it's good.
Yes. And what else would you pair this with, particularly like, you know, when it comes to wine and everything else?
So you pair it with a nice full-bodied red wine. That looks good. That looks good.
It's absolutely delicious. Oh my goodness. I think me and the steak need some time alone, all right? So we're gonna take a short break. And I'm gonna pick his brain some more about this delicious dish over here. Oh my goodness. Expresso family, we love getting to cook up in the kitchen with you. But in terms of MasterChef SA, don't forget that on Saturday, it is going to be broadcasting at 8:30 instead of 7:30 because of the Miss SA broadcast, which you also don't want to miss. You're still on S3. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short break.
With 5 times greater plaque reduction than brushing and flossing alone. For a cleaner mouth and healthy gums. Completes the clean with Listerine.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we continue to commemorate Women's Day here in South Africa. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your morning with us. More inspirational women featured on the show on the other side of us getting into those news and sporting headlines.
Just moments before the top of the hour, let's get into your national news first for 7 o'clock. The MK party has confirmed the removal of 18 members of parliament for abusing the party's trust by placing unauthorized names on their parliamentary list. Spokesperson for the party, Lamo Ndlela, stated that 12 members have already been sworn in, while the remaining 6 will be inaugurated later. Now, the party also faced a setback as the Durban High Court granted the ANC leave to appeal against the MK party's use of the name Umkhonto weSizwe, its disbanded military wing. If the appeal succeeds, the MK party will need to change its name and logo. Mopping up is underway after 2 retention dams at Riverlands near Malmesbury in the Western Cape collapsed, causing widespread flooding and displacing hundreds of residents. Now, 14 people have been hospitalized. The displaced are being sheltered at the Riverlands Primary School. Disaster relief organisation Gift of the Givers is assisting around 500 people. Swartland's Municipality Communications Officer, Mart Marie, confirmed the 3rd dam status is stable and urged residents to stay safe. Now, the public is also asked to avoid spreading fake news, which is causing further panic. Moving on to international news, Russian forces have been engaged in a 3rd day of fighting with Ukrainian troops after a major incursion into the Kursk region. On Tuesday, 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers breached the Russian border with tanks, armored vehicles and drone support, leading to intense combat near a key gas transit point. The attack, one of the largest in the ongoing war, has prompted Moscow to call in reserves and evacuate thousands. President Putin condemned the offensive as a major provocation, while the White House stated the U.S. had no prior knowledge of the operation. Somalia's cabinet approved a bill yesterday that, if confirmed by Parliament, will revert the country's election system to universal suffrage for the first time in decades, ending a process of indirect voting, the government spokesperson said. Amid widespread insecurity caused by Islamist insurgency and weak state structures, in recent years, lawmakers voted for the president, while clan heads and elders elected lawmakers in both the federal government and regional states. The new election rules will lead the country to one person, one vote nationally. And for this hour, we close off with Idris Elba, where he, of course, is the British actor with roots in Sierra Leone and Ghana and is set to bring Hollywood magic to Zanzibar. After a year and a half talks with Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu Hassan, Elba has been granted land in the stunning archipelago to build a film studio, sparking excitement about a potential Zollywood. This move aligns with his passion for developing Africa's growing film industry, where talent abounds but facilities are scarce. Beyond this, Alba dreams of creating an eco-friendly smart city in Sierra Leone, his father's birthplace. As he brings these ambitious projects to life, Alba's commitment to Africa shines, promising a brighter future for the continent's entertainment and technological landscapes. Well, we look forward to seeing more films coming out of Zollywood. That's where we wrap up your news for this hour. Let's check in with your sports. Here's Graham.
Thank you so much, my friend. Now giving us narratives fit for Hollywood or any film. In fact, the Olympics has been incredible this year. And we start with another moment in history. The 200 meters produced an incredible final last night. And of course, mainly for Botswana, as Letsile Tebogo blew the field away. And most notably, thwarted Noah Lyles' sprint double. So the 21-year-old neighbor of ours, of course, found his perfect stride to come in at 19.46. Very fast, well ahead of American Kenneth Bednarek, who got the silver. Lyles relegated to just the bronze. Now, staying with the gents, American Grant Holloway, another one of the athletes' favourites, took gold in the much-vaulted 100-metre hurdles final, just breaking the 13-second barrier with a photo finish, as you can see, needed to separate Daniel Roberts in silver and Rashid Broadbell in bronze. Now, on track with the ladies, an incredible day as well. One of the most compelling rivalries of the year played out in as the very much in-form 400-metre hurdle phenom, Femke Bol, and she in fact inspired the Dutch orange facelift to the Stade de France yesterday. Incredible to see. She was unable to dethrone the Olympic queen, Sydney McLaughlin-Navon, who set a new world record of 50.37 seconds to keep the USA's gold tally ticking over nicely. That was ahead of her compatriot Anna Cockrell. Then in the medal hunt, the US dominating on 103, China also making good ground on 73 in their total, with a really good 29 gold count as well. So looking at Team SA, a great charge from our ladies and men yesterday as Julia Vincent qualified for the women's 3-meter springboard final later today. She really did look phenomenal. Then Alma Farie did the same and did it fast in her 100-meter hurdle repechage. And then later today, Edmund Farie looks set to disrupt in the men's 800-meter semi-finals. Marion gets her shot in the 100-meter hurdle semis, as well as, and I think this is the most exciting highlight as we build towards one of the game's big crescendos, the 4x100-meter final. Our team set a season best of 37.34 to qualify just behind America, and we'll see them in action later tonight. But I'd like to close out with, and I love this narrative of who's the main character of the movie today. Well, this was a moment of pure power exemplifying Women's Day, I think, for me, and probably the one that's most likely going to break the internet a little bit today. Perhaps it's still burning after settling for that 100-meter silver medal. Sha'Carri Richardson ran her anchor leg in an eye-popping 9.99 seconds, below 10, to see the women match the gents' victory. I think all eyes, world's eyes, will be on those 4x100-meter finals playing out later today. But that's where we leave our sport for this hour. Let's see if there's anything to report on the roads.
Thank you so much, Gray. Let's have a look at what's happening in your traffic. Well, we're in Gauteng in Boksburg, where there's been an accident on the R21 southbound at Atlas Road. 3 left lanes are blocked. So do plan your routes to accommodate the expected delays. That's where we wrap up your roads. Let's have a look at your weather. The South African Weather Service has issued several warnings for today. A yellow level 2 warning for disruptive rain, potentially causing localized flooding of roads and settlements, is expected over the southwestern Western Cape. Additionally, a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds and waves, making sea navigation difficult, is anticipated between Alexander Bay and Plettenberg Bay. A yellow level 1 warning for damaging winds, leading to challenging driving conditions, rapid fault fire spread and damage to informal structures is expected over the southern Northern Cape and much of the western Eastern Cape. Extremely high fire danger conditions are forecast for the interior, excluding Walter Sisulu and Senqu local municipalities. Lastly, very cold conditions are expected in parts of the Western Cape and Namakwa district. Now, it is in the hour of 7 o'clock and we have to look at another sunrise view. And this one out in Durban is Maggie. We said it once, we'll say it again. Durban always comes through with the best sunrise views. I mean, it's got the water, it's got the beautiful orange colors, the hues are reflecting off of the water as well. Absolutely stunning. Thank you, Maggie, for sharing your beautiful Women's Day morning with us, and we wish you a happy Women's Day from us to you. Continue sharing your morning views with us on 063 408 8863. We'll delve into that just after 8, but for now, let's have a look at your temperatures once again.
always say, no matter the weather, there is nothing better than us being together right here on S3 and my lovely, particularly on Women's Day. I am so excited because we get to celebrate as an Expresso family. Speaking of women, one of the biggest ways we're celebrating this weekend is with Miss South Africa happening right here on this channel S3 tomorrow. And this is why we're getting to catch up with the S3 channel head, Sane Zondi, who's going to be telling us everything we need to know, as well as a few other things that are coming later on. But we also get to sit down with Margriet Groenewald, all in the name of finding out how can we start our business best, huh? What advice do we actually need? That's going to be happening in a little bit right here on S3. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short break.
Beat even the most stubborn cough with tartrazine-free Expresso cough syrup, effectively relieving congestion by loosening phlegm to let you breathe more freely. Better still, 2 lucky Expresso viewers each stand the chance to win 4,000 Rand cash by answering the questions on the Expresso competition post on Expresso's social media pages, using hashtag #AdcocOTCWinter in your answer. Competition closes 16th August. T's and C's on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and my lovely, we always say we're here in celebrations. And today we're doing so with Women's Day, but one of the best celebrations of Women's Month always has to be Miss South Africa. Yes, my friend, over the last couple of weeks, we got to watch 16 hopefuls chase the crown and wanting to be the ambassador that sits in that beautiful title of saying that they are Miss South Africa. Tomorrow, the finale is upon us, and it is hosted by none other than Bonang Matiba, and we get to find out who is our new Miss South Africa 2024. But this is why we had to bring in the big guns, the boss lady, to find out what is it can we expect from the broadcast of Miss SA happening here on S3 at 6 o'clock. And my friend, I know it's going to be absolutely incredible. Everyone, let's give her a feel-good welcome, please. It is Sane Zondi, S3 channel head. Sane, how are you?
All right, and you?
I'm good, thank you, boss lady. I think this is so exciting. Yeah. Miss SA back again, and I definitely know that, of course, it wasn't with us at some point.
Yes.
What was the reason that we brought back Miss South Africa, and why is it so perfect on S3?
I think, obviously, as you know, S3's been on a journey to sort of reposition itself, gain back audiences, and just become a firm player in the market space. So Miss South Africa made perfect sense, right? Because pageantry is an area of interest to quite a number of our audiences. If you look at the number of people that tuned in last year to watch Miss South Africa when it came back to S3 after about a 10-year hiatus that it wasn't with us, it clearly indicated that there is still an appetite. People love to see these kinds of things, and it is about celebrating and being able to see who's the lady, who's the queen that gets crowned to sort of represent all of us around the world. So celebrating women and understanding that there is power, there's beauty, and there's passion, and they can all combine, and being able to be part of that and provide a space for South Africans to watch it is something that, you know, made a lot of sense to us, and we're happy with the results we've been getting so far.
Beautiful. And I love the public broadcaster for that, because it's for the people and it's for everyone. But on top of that, even when you mentioned and you were like the amount of people that tuned in last year, I literally just got goosebumps because it was over 1 million.
It was.
It was crazy.
Which is, I mean, it's something we're hoping to be able to do more of as S3, but it was a rare thing, given just the market position that we've been in, but it definitely indicated this is a good thing, and that's why it's back again this year, and we're doing more such things. We're obviously on a mission to be finding more things that make sense to our viewers, that people definitely want to see and will come in for week on week.
I love it. And I know South Africa wants to see what's going to happen tomorrow, which is why I'm going to ask you, Boss Lady, to please give us a little bit of a palate teaser, if you will.
I'm going to ask people to tune in.
Oh my goodness,
so that they can actually see everything that we've got in store. I mean, they can expect to be entertained. It's really good quality. I mean, if they watched last year, just the quality and the show that was put on by the organizers. So you can expect a similar standard, but there's obviously surprises here and there, as you would expect. So just tune in, and you'll see everything that we've got.
I'll be tuning in as well. I mean, I'm going to be there.
Aren't you there?
I'm definitely there, Boss Lady. I am. Okay. But I also know that, you know, there's many different places that we'll be able to watch. So what are they, please, so that we can be in the know?
So obviously S3 would be the primary thing, but it'll also then be simulcast on Sabc Plus. So that's always the definitive space for people to catch it. And then I think immediately after it's done on S3, it will be available as a catch-up option on Sabc Plus.
Love it.
But I mean, the prize is for you to tune in and watch it live.
100%.
But just in case live happens, we've still got you.
100%. And I also know, for me, I tell anyone who will listen, the Sabc Plus app is the best app in the world.
That's cool. Thank you. That's such a cool compliment. Thank you.
Really
I mean, the team's done a lot of work, and
Yeah.
it's all still going on and continuing, but yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you, Boss Lady, for entertaining the nation. But we also know, speaking of entertainment, that we have got a lot of things coming on S3. What can we expect over the next couple of months?
I mean, so let's start with September. We will be continuing. We've got Tropica Island, which I know
With
you
who?
know a lot about.
Who's that with?
Well, yes. There's Tropica Island of Treasure. We're back with another season, and we're quite excited about that, and just seeing like the competition and the people that have been cast on it this year. And then we've also got My Design Rules, which is something I'm looking forward to. Doing things a little differently than people may have previously seen it, but I'm excited. I mean, I'm even sitting here, I haven't seen much. They're kind of like keeping a tight lid on it, but you know, which is exciting, and you're like, well, now I can't wait to see. And I'm sitting here like, it's August already, can you tell me what's happening? So we've got My Design Rules, and these are all like on our weekend entertainment lineup, which has been quite a key focus for us. So Tropica will be on the Saturdays at 18:30 where people can catch it, and My Design Rules will be on the Sunday. We've created a new slot and an environment for it, just to add more entertainment to our viewers, because our weekend has been giving us really good numbers and it's looking positive. So we've added some stuff on the Sunday. And then, I mean, we're hoping to get more movies that can make sense for like, you know, our millennials, the singletons who are at home, even couples who can just like cuddle up on the couch together. So Sunday movies are coming back, and they're going to be really good titles that we've got from September onwards.
Yeah, and one that I'm also looking forward to, Sunny, is Wife Swap.
Wife Swap is also coming on the Monday. At 1800, and I mean, I've seen the episodes from there, and it's just you watch, and a lot of it is like humor, but it's also moments where you're like, oh my goodness. I mean, but it's all in the spirit of helping families and children and mothers, so it's good, but it's got like some dramatic entertainment here and there, which is all for the better, right? For the viewing. It's a good show.
We want to be entertained, and so we shall be entertained. I love it. Sonia, thank you so much, and well done to you and the team, because like you even said, you know, S3 has been making such incredible strides, and tomorrow we go above 2 million for this essay.
3 is what I'm aiming for.
I love that.
I told the team, I'm like, nothing less than 3 million, so let's see what we can achieve.
That's right. Thank you so much. Did you hear that, Expresso family? We're aiming for 3 million of us to be sitting all together and watching at 6 p.m. right here on S3 when we find out who is the next Miss South Africa 2024, and it is going to be absolutely entertaining, as you've heard from the S3 channel head herself. Who else would you trust? Come on. So with that being said, we then know that Masterchef SA will be moving from 7:30 to 8:30 rather, and that is where you'll be able to catch the premiere episode for this week. But we can't wait. Miss South Africa right here on S3 with Monang Mateba. It's going to be huge, it's going to be incredible, and you need to be a part of it. For now though, my friend, stay tuned. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Thank you so much, my friend. I like the way on S3 tonight. It's like moving chess pieces around on the board. We're going to put the king there, we're going to put the queen there, and now we're moving them around to have such a jam-packed schedule. I absolutely love that. Soak up every second. But right now, of course, we are very firmly focused on, I suppose, the opportunity for all of us to connect through the notion of Women's Day. What does it actually mean to you personally? And I think this captures the notion beautifully. Ntozake Shange once said this, that where there are women, there is magic. I love that. And as we honor National Women's Day for 2024, we are reminded of the strength and bravery of those in the past, the sacrifices that have been made, what's happening now and what will be happening in the years to come.
Oh, you've said it so beautifully, Graham. And with continuous inspiration and also support, unwavering love, I think definitely is highlighted there. Our lives would not be complete without the overwhelming presence of our female counterparts. And being a female counterpart, I honestly draw inspiration from women every single day, from my aunts, my mother. I also went to girls' schools my entire life. So
really?
I'm a girl's girl. I'm here for just kind of uplifting one another. I think if there are 2 things that I like to carry with me, the first one is that women are not your competition, right? We can definitely have competition with yourself and the past versions of yourself, but we're here to inspire and assist one another in moving forward together.
It's your strategic network.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, I love the way you
that.
said that. And also just don't play small. I think for the longest time, women have been told to not take up a lot of space wherever you're at. And I think the first moment for me where I really embraced that is when I went natural and I had an afro. And quite physically, I could not take up, I did take up a lot of space. And so walking into rooms, I was just like, already eyes are on me, so I have to step into that. And
so intentional, yes.
so intentional. And that was just a beautiful reminder for me to, yes, do you, be you, truly authentically in every way.
And what I love, just hearing you say this, I mean, I could speak for hours about this, about the privilege I have of connecting with purpose-driven young South Africans. But if you're feeling pessimistic about the future or the world that young people, especially young women, are going to inherit, every day, almost every young South African woman I meet is purpose-driven. And that is the secret. It's the algorithm that speaks to every successful person that we speak to on the show. They discover their purpose and they move us forward. And at the moment, South Africa, young South African women are exactly that. So continue to celebrate these exceptional individuals of the past, the present, and the future. And we're going to do our little part this morning by spoiling at least one lucky lady with an Elizabeth Arden fragrance gift set.
Look at her.
Beautiful.
So incredibly beautiful. Now, to enter, and you definitely want to do that, visit the Woolies competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or even Instagram pages and tell us this. What advice would you give your younger self and the women around you too? Now, don't forget to include that hashtag #WooliesBeauty. And the competition does close at midnight, Sunday, the 11th of August, 2024. That's this Sunday, all right? So be quick with it. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Happy Women's Day to you. And I want you to have this. So do enter away.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is, of course, Expresso on S3. Now, our next guest is Margriet Groenewald, a renowned South African social media expert and founder of Margriet.co, an online social media business school. The creative guru is passionate about empowering entrepreneurs, business owners, and influencers to show up online and connect authentically, and also to sell more. That's really important too. Now, Margriet joins us this morning to share her journey, insights, and the impact she aims to make in the entrepreneurial world as part of our Woman Who Inspires series. And I'm telling you, just on our conversation we had a bit earlier, I am inspired indeed. Margriet, thank you so much for being here today.
Lovely to be here and happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day. Thank you. You look so beautiful in pink. It's just bringing out your glow. And let's get into this conversation because you've had a couple of pivots along the way to bring you to the point that you are right now. And you've kind of taken up something a little bit later in your life than you would have otherwise. So what inspired the change from perhaps corporate to becoming an entrepreneur? Talk to me a bit about your journey.
So I worked in corporate and I loved my job, but I came to a stage where I realized, you know what? I'm actually building someone else's dream, living out their dream. But the worst of all is that was while my kids were at home. So I couldn't be a business, I couldn't excel in my career and be a good mom. And because those two values inside of me clashed, it made me really unhappy. And I came to a point in my life where I realized I have to make a change. I have to do something else, take responsibility for where I am. And then I started a sideline business in social media. And then we live in the best times ever with social media. And yeah, so now I get to be a stay-at-home mom and have a business. Best of both worlds.
I think so. I love that you found that compromise and are happy at home, but also at work, right? Talk to me a little bit more about that mindset shift that you went through and perhaps inspiring other girls or women that want to become entrepreneurs. They say that it all actually starts in the mind and then it branches off from there. So what was going on?
Yes, it's so true. You know what's very important? What I did is I had people that I would aspire to, like it's almost your North Star. And then you have to figure out what do successful people do? Because success leaves clues. And then you have to show up as if you are already that person. You know, what do they do every day? Because actually it's small little habits and small changes of showing up and you know, becoming that version of yourself that you want to be.
Yeah. I have this quote that I like to follow, show up as her, because that's exactly it, right?
That's it.
As your higher self, as the person you want to be. Now, what inspired social media in particular? Because there's so many paths you could have chosen. What is it about social media that got you going?
So it's interesting. It actually helped me on my journey to find my own voice. What I also help other women do now, because social media is so transparent. You have to be who you really are, and that puts you on this journey of finding out who am I already. But I studied marketing. I've got my BCom degree, and I came to a point where I didn't know what was going on in the landscape, but also learning about the exciting opportunities of actually starting a business using social media. I mean, 20 years ago, this wasn't possible. And one couldn't start a business without money. Now you can. You can go out on social media and you can go and test out different ideas without having to lose money. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, and talk to me a bit about that, because what sort of strategies can people put in place when it comes to social media to grow their business that you said might cost you money, but also you can start off without it?
Yes, that's the thing. Like, you have to start off without it because you need to go and test your ideas in the market on social media. So here is the thing. You have to remember that social media is not about you. So we put so much pressure on ourselves with how we show up. It's actually about understanding that each and every one of us have a special gift inside. And we need to give that away on social media to impact other people. And once you focus on the fact that it is about other people, not about you, it becomes easier. Then it becomes easier to show up because it's not about you anymore.
Oh, I love that perspective so much. Margriet, before I let you go, and this has honestly been so inspirational, do you have just a little bit of advice for anybody else that may want to be making that pivot like you did, maybe sitting at home with their children going, what's the next step? Where do I begin?
Yes, definitely. So you have to start before you are ready, but start with your social media. Start sharing what your passions are and see if it gets traction, you know, and don't leave your job. Start on the side. Start with that passion business on the side and start serving in that area. So yeah, that would be my advice. And use social media. It is there for us and it's free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Use it to the best of your ability. Margriet Groenewald, thank you so much for joining us today. Absolutely great. All those details to get in touch with Margriet will be found on our Expresso social media pages. So do drop her a message and see exactly how she can guide you through your next big venture, potentially. I'm hoping this for you. That was our Women for Inspire series just for today.
Manifest, manifest, manifest. It's all about power and purpose. Absolutely love that conversation. So let's continue to shine a spotlight, if you will, on women that are leading the charge in their respective industries, in their lane. And I think our next story certainly does just that. I think we have to acknowledge that powerful female designers, architects, coders, more now than ever, and dreamers, they are alike for their contribution to the tech world and the challenges I think they've all had to face in their respective journeys. So we're going to now explore AI like we've never seen it before at the Decorex Joburg 2024, courtesy, of course, of Samsung leading the charge. Let's now join one of our empowered females, Kutle, on what sounds like a very exciting journey.
Join us to discover how AI is shaping the future of our living spaces and making advanced design accessible, showcased by Samsung at Decorex 2024. Namhlanje, we are celebrating cutting-edge technology that marries sophisticated design under the theme AI for All. Mark, it's always good to see you because I know you're about to put us on to some of the most grand and innovative products. Tell us more about the products being showcased here at Decorex.
We've got it all. We've got air dressers. Ooh. We've got washing machines, washers, dryers, dishwashers, microwaves. But most importantly, and perhaps the most exciting thing, is we've got the brand new Samsung bespoke see-through French door. A fridge that will allow you to see what's inside without touching it at all. You just walk up to it, and the window opens up so that you can see what's inside. If there's something you want to get in there, it's got an automatic opening door. Voila, it opens up. It's got an autofill pitcher, so you can always have cool water in a jug wherever you want to go. It's even got an automatic ice maker that makes whiskey balls. But this is the absolute latest technology that you can find in home appliances anywhere in Africa at the moment.
Your kitchen is a sanctuary, and choosing the right appliances where each detail is designed to enhance your cooking experience is what we're diving into next. Chef Zana, we are here to celebrate art, design, and technology. How is that reflected in your love for food and cooking?
Well, cooking is an art and a science, and I think the bottom line is everybody eats with their eyes first. So when we cook, we don't just cook with passion and love to put the flavors on the plate, but it's got to be presented well, it's got to be presented artistically. The food's got to look hearty. You must look at it and say, I need to eat this. Samsung Bespoke, the kitchen theater, is amazing. The appliances are amazing. They are my top brand, my preferred brand to cook for.
Gavin, we are surrounded by massive screens all around us. Please tell us more about your new TV lineup.
On the stand, we have a fantastic range of our best TVs. We've got an 8K TV. We also have our latest OLED TV that's got glare-free technology. And we also have a 98-inch TV on the stand. We need to go take a look at that.
Now, Gavin, who would want a 98-inch TV?
What you mean is, who wouldn't want a 98-inch? This is the ultimate in entertainment. This TV that we're going to is Samsung's OLED TV. This is the one that has the anti-glare feature that has absolutely no reflection. When you combine it with a Samsung soundbar, you get what we call Q Symphony. And that combines the sound from the TV and the sound from a soundbar and synchronizes it. So you get a great level of sound experience coming to you on your sofa.
This is the main character.
Yes, this is our flagship. We have our next generation AI processor. And that improves your picture quality to such a clear level. You will never want to leave the TV.
Can I share with you what I really love about this TV? How sleek the design is. It's so thin, but packed with so much technology, right?
100% you're correct. It's not just about the picture quality. Samsung looks at everything that goes into a TV, so the design has to appeal to you as the customer.
How would you say this technology and design integrate well with modern day design and decor?
Well, you know, the whole idea behind Bespoke was to make appliances integrated into the design. How to make them fit in with the look and feel of your personal preference. You know, we wondered, why do we design around these big items in our kitchen and our homes when we could make them a part of the design process? That was the idea behind Bespoke.
And how would you say ultimately these products make the consumers' lives easier and more convenient?
Easier and convenience, quickly. Isn't that the reason we have these things? And with that idea, we decided to introduce Bespoke AI. Samsung using AI technology to add convenience to the consumer's life. They'll learn about you and your habits. They'll make recommendations based on that, and they'll even optimize based on what they've learned about you. That is the next level of convenience that South African consumers can look forward to.
What I like about the Samsung space in innovative features is that Samsung has an ecosystem. Through our Smart Things app, you can actually connect all these devices and control them from your mobile device, whether you're in the same room or whether you're in another country. And that ecosystem is what makes Samsung one of the best brands.
Today captured the essence of creating a personal haven, a home catered to your specific needs and wants, all thanks to innovative technology and, of course, the transformative impact of Samsung appliances.
Oh, thank you so much, Kutle. We feel that impact every day. Unmatched functionality matched with unbelievable bespoke design, now with AI releasing the genius. I love that this plays out in the pinnacle of design and conceptualization, but also in those everyday moments, making life just so much easier. Well, I'm hoping this is going to release the genius in us in the kitchen in just a moment. Why? Because, yes, the two of us, your crying chefs, are going to be attempting.
That's what we know as that.
It really is. It's going to become our hook. As Margriet says, you've got to have a hook and you've got to play it authentically on air. And we're going to whip up a mac and cheese with bacon or macon, if you will, little bits to just jazz it up. Sounds lovely.
It already smells so good in the kitchen, and we're going to continue doing that. Also on the entertainment front, we have Leota Taylor who's going to be joining us, and I can't wait to get into conversation as we continue celebrating women on this Women's Day. We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is always the best time, my love. Why? Because we get to sit down with really incredible people. And this morning, as we celebrate Women's Day, I'm so glad we get to sit down with this superstar who just released her brand new song, Do You Love Me? It is out today. And her name is, of course, Leotae Taylor. Everybody, let's give her a feel good welcome, please. You incredible superstar. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you, my babe. You are so talented.
Thank you.
You're incredible at what you do, which is why I want us to dive right in, my love. Where did your musical journey begin?
I actually began at 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes. My uncle is a guitar player.
Yes.
And he taught me how to sing.
Yes.
And that's when I started writing songs as well, yeah.
Oh, wow. And, of course, you collaborated with a DJ, you know, all the way back when. Talk to us about that.
So I collaborated with the late Rowick Deep, may his soul rest. We did a song called I Miss You, and that's also where my forage into the music industry in South Africa began as well.
That's beautiful. And let's dive into the transition, right? Like a lot of people like to play in the music industry and go between different genres, but you went from being the queen of soul to now, you know, you're dabbling here and there. Talk to us about that.
So I started out as a cover artist because I wanted to find my niche and my voice, and then I transitioned to solo original artist. And I think that's very important because you need to find your voice. So I took a step back from doing cover music and club gigs and all of that, and I focused on music and finding my voice. And I think that is key, and it's pivotal because you find your rhythm, you find who you are, and as women, because it's Women's Day, you know, you need to find yourself. And I think in recording this album, and especially the single, I found myself.
I love that. That's so gorgeous. And I also think that, you know, with you saying you wanted to find your voice, you most definitely did, because securing a residency in Asia, that is not a small thing, my babe, for an entire 4 years. How did that opportunity come about?
So I was actually performing at a well-known theatre in South Africa, and I was scouted by an international agent. It was supposed to be a 6-month contract, and it turned into 4 years, the best 4 years of my life. And just performing in different resorts, casinos, and hotels. And then I came back to study at TUT.
Wow. And how old were you when you went there?
You want me to tell my age?
Oh, but
I'm joking. No, so when I left, I was about 25.
Really?
Yes,
That's
I was about 25.
That's an amazing way to spend your 20s. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, it was.
But now we have Do You Love Me? Released today, brand new, fresh, baby.
Platforms.
Yes. What is it about?
So I have a very unique songwriting process, unique to me. So I could be driving in the car, walking on the streets, and I put out my phone and just start recording a lyric. Then I put pen to paper, and then obviously it's called Do You Love Me? So the title is obvious, Do You Love Me? But I think it comes from a place of introspection, because I think as women we put so much of ourselves into relationships, and sometimes we have to take a step back and ask, do you love me?
Am I actually being loved here?
And should I give it all up for you? You know?
Ooh, hectic.
Sometimes you shouldn't. But, you know, it's really important to do introspection. So the song itself, it's been a work of love, a labor of love in studio and playing it live as well. Just so exciting for me to see it all come together. We used a full live band for the recording in studio, some of the best musicians in South Africa. And I'm just really proud.
That's gorgeous, my love. And I'm so happy for you. It is a big day, and I'm glad you're coming to celebrate with us here on Expresso.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Speaking of big musicians, such as yourself, you know, you've mentioned you want to work with the likes of Sanal Musician.
Yes.
You want to one day work with Black Coffee. You know, does this mean that we can expect house music from you still?
Well, that is literally where I started in the industry, doing BVs for house artists, doing music writing for house artists. That's where I started. So it was just important for me to highlight that is where the journey began. I was 17, 18 years old and running off to studios and watching DJs do their thing. So that's where it started. So that is my first love. It's house music, and just so exciting for me. I think Black Coffee and Sanal Musician are the epitome of South African class when it comes to their genre and their field. Also Beatenberg, love them.
Love them too.
And you can't mention on Women's Day music without mentioning Shekinah and Msaki. So
Oh,
just
man.
some awesome people there.
Beautiful. Leote, I'm so excited for you to take the stage. Thank you for coming and celebrating with us on this big day. You could have been anywhere else, but the fact that you're here, it makes us happy. So
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it to the entire team. It's been awesome meeting you and just being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my love. The lovely thing, though, is that she is not going anywhere, Expresso family. No, she is going to be blowing you away with her vocals, and she looks the part already. And now you're going to get to see the vocals that match this absolute superstar. It is Do You Love Me that is out on all streaming platforms today. Right about now, though, we're jumping over to Cape Town. What's happening that side, guys?
So much is happening this side, and we're back in the kitchen, baby, because we have to get into the 3-ingredient challenge, of course, by Denny's. And Denny's always comes through with the good stuff. And to end off on Sunday, the 11th of August, we are sharing another quick and delicious fuss-free dish to inspire creativity for your entries. Our 3-ingredient mac and cheese is simple, it's delicious, and listen to this, it takes less than 20 minutes, so I am definitely here for it. And we get started just with some bacon.
I love it. I hope it's going to take less than 8 minutes or however long we've got for this today, but I love the simplicity in the kitchen. We are all about when we can get a well-developed flavor that's plug and play, because I enjoy the process of cooking, but it's becoming a bit of an issue for me spending as much time as I do in the evenings in the kitchen.
Exactly.
You want to still be able to achieve the same enjoyment, the same flavor, development, all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
But it's nice when someone else does it for you and packages it into a beautiful cooked-in sauce. I love it. Okay.
Now, you can substitute bacon for macon too, and it definitely has to be diced however which you like it, so that it also kind of speeds up the cooking process, and you get little bites as you're going into the pasta.
And it also strikes me as, the fat comes with the protein, which is great. And we often forget that in order for our body to process the protein, which is quite a heavy thing, we need the fats that are there with them, that are present
Don't be scared of that.
There is a reason why we have a very healthy, I'm going to say, and sometimes unhealthy relationship with fats, is because our body is designed to play in that space. But it's very much driven from us needing to be able to break down these heavy proteins. That's why we often need that complex kind of system. So I get it, but this for me is just deliciousness. And it's going to tell it's going to tell the whole household, something's
dinner's
cooking.
almost ready. So we want this to actually get nice and crispy. I probably overcrowded the pan just a little bit, but that's all right. The more bacon, the better.
Everyone's
the more bacon,
invited.
the better. Everyone in studio is going to taste this. So the next step, I'm going to let you do this. It's
You want to
Women's
swap?
Day.
I'll be
Give me some
on
time
bacon
off.
job. Yeah.
I'm going to cut this open for you, and we're going to get into this really delicious sauce. So it's macaroni cheese pasta sauce. Now, it does have an easily pullable thing, but I just wanted to be clean with
And yes,
it.
that's the official title for it. If your partner's asking you, what's that thing? Just can you do it? It's the
Easily pullable.
Easily pullable thing. Okay, it's a thingy. So this is going to pop in. Obviously, I think we'd like to let the bacon crisp up a little bit further, but we don't have the time to do that. So we're going to pop this in. And this, for me, is smell the umaminess of that.
I could probably just eat that out the
100%.
bag.
I'm thinking you might not just want to use this for, I was just going to go all in.
You could, I guess
for
you could.
only mac and cheese, but it is quite difficult sometimes for a newbie like myself to hit the right balance with these sorts of white sauces. Where you're often so focused on getting the right texture, you forget all about the flavor, that it's something that's going to be eaten. You're like, as long as it looks right, it's fine. But this, absolutely, my patented technique for giving every last drop, because you don't want to be wasting if you can pop it
in this economy, no way.
Exactly. I'm glad you highlighted that.
I put it on for you. So that's going to go in
there.
there, and you're going to season it with some salt and pepper, and it's just going to come out so incredibly delicious.
It really is, and the smells give it away. And what I love about the Denny pasta sauce range, I mean, you get a hit of that umami the second you open the packet, but this particular macaroni cheese flavor, it heats up in just 3 minutes. We might speed it up a little bit, but it makes it quick. It makes it fuss-free, and it's a great mealtime alternative. If, like me, you want your family to have the flavor quality and the enjoyment, but you don't want to spend hours in the kitchen, and it's got to be, there are certain boxes that have to be ticked. For me, no added MSG and no added preservatives. We know that, yes, we need to look after our food. We want it to taste great, but at what expense? And they've put in the hard yards in their product development to give us, on balance, I think, a near perfect kind of cook-in sauce, pasta additive love it. So what's gone in there now?
That's some seasoning, just a little bit of salt and pepper to bring out the umaminess of the sauce. And you know what? I sometimes struggle with that bechamel/cheese sauce. So this is such a hack as well in everything. A broccoli bake, cauliflower bake in a pasta sauce.
I think this, for TV purposes, is just about ready. So if you want to start the compiling thereof, so our bacon bits are starting to get a lovely caramelization as well, which is great. Don't be shy of that fat because it's the flavor.
It is. Can I tell you, Gray, that if I had a last meal request, it's going to be mac and cheese.
Really?
Every single time, and added bacon in it. I mean, sign me up.
Can I tell you something funny? When I got back from boarding school, it was my first meal.
Was it your first meal?
Yeah, but it would have to have lots of cheese on top and really crisp it up. I love it, and I love this version. For me, is amazing. And I remember, of course, the added bonus here, you stand the chance of winning yourself an 8-piece cast iron cookware set valued at 4,000 Rand. Plus, we're going to throw in weekly Denny hampers valued at 1,000 Rand each. That's a lot of flavor. And right now, it's time to congratulate the next lucky 1,000 Rand hamper winner. Congratulations to Linda Naido! Oh, and she brought out the big guns. She entered with this, and it looks delicious. Mild Malay curry pie. Very clever, and look at the branding, okay? I feel like we're going to have to pay a percentage of our ad fee for that one. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for that one. And, of course, you guys at home stand the chance of being a winner as well. What we want you to do, simply create your own 3-ingredient meal using any of the amazing Denny product range. Submit the recipe photo or video. We love our videos on Facebook or Instagram. And you can also do it if you're a little bit shy via DM, just by commenting on a Denny post or by tagging at Denny Mushrooms. And of course, don't forget the all-important qualifying hashtag Denny Deliciousness in your posts. The entries close this Sunday, as Cass said, the 11th of August. T's and C's can be found on denny.co.za. Just look at you.
You want to taste it?
I definitely want to taste it. It
You
looks
have to use
absolutely.
the
Oh, no, I'm there for that. I'm absolutely there for that.
Straight in.
I love it. I want actually the sauce to sing on its own, just with a little bit of bacon. But I want the umami to sing, please.
Is that not delicious? I'm going to let Gray eat straight out of the pan, all right? And then we're going to check in with Zanele with what is happening that side. Because, girl, I would have sent you a portion if I could.
We might still courier some up.
I'm not so sure. You guys said you might. You said you would have if you could have. I know you want to finish all of it, guys, and I get it. It's fine. Denny's is delicious. It's okay, all right? I'm going to feast on some delicious music on this side here in Joburg because I did tell you that Lotto is going to be blowing you away, South Africa. Do not go anywhere. She's got her beautiful song that she's dropped today, Do You Love Me? And then we're also going to be chatting about the She's next campaign a little bit more. And trust me, you want to hear about it. Such great work that Abs is doing, particularly us hearing about it on Women's Day. I think it makes it extra special. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Let's take a break, and we'll be back after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
On Women's Day, it's only right that we are serenaded by an absolutely incredible woman. And this is why Expresso family get those hearts ready to receive this beautifulness. It is Leote Taylor with Do You Love Me?
Good morning, South Africa. Thank you to the Expresso team for having me. I wrote this song with a lot of love in my heart. Some questions. Do you love me? Say that you love me. Do you love me? Say that you love me. Everybody's talking about how you've got my heart. Nobody understands why we can't be apart. You've given me a million reasons I should walk away, but I stay. It must be the way that you give me love, 'cause you make me feel like I am enough. It must be the way that we make love, 'cause you make me feel like I am enough. Should I give it all up for you now? Do you love me? Should I give it all up for you now? Do you love me? Should I give it all up for you now? Boy, yeah. Do you love me? Memories stay, I can't walk away. I love you, baby. Do you feel the same? I turn my world inside out. I let down my guard without a doubt. Should I give it all up for you now? Do you love me? Should I give it all up for you now? Do you love me? Should I give it all up for you now? Boy, yeah. Do you love me? Yeah. Do you love me? Say that you love me. Happy Women's Day. Say that you need me. I love you so, I love you so. Nobody will ever know I love you so. Nobody will ever know I love you so, I love you so. Nobody will ever know I love you so. Sing along, come on. Baby, I love you so. I love you so. Yeah. Nobody knows why I love you so. I love you so. Yeah. Nobody knows. Do you love me? Should I give it all up for you now? Do you love me? Should I give it all up for you now? Boy, do you love me? Say that you love me. Say that you need me. Come on. Say that you love. Say that you need. Thank you so much for having me, Expresso team. It's been an absolute honor to be here with you today. Happy Women's Day to all the beautiful women in South Africa. Remember, you're worth it. A big thank you to Mr. J. Dean Barron, all the way from the Western Cape. Thank you to my team, all the musicians that worked on this song. I love you endlessly. To my mom, I love you. Thank you. say that you need me. Do you love me? Thank you.
Come on! Oh, I do love you. I love you a lot. Oh my goodness. Oh, how can you not love her? Absolutely incredible. Leote Taylor. Her song is out today. Do You Love Me? Out on all streaming platforms. Right about now, my lovely, we continue into our Feel Good Breakfast show. Feeling so good thanks to Leote. Oh my word. We need to get to our news headlines though, and Carissa is standing by.
Thank you so much, Zanele. It's just gone 8 o'clock. Let's get into some national news for the final time. Miss South Africa contestant Chidima Dinchina has withdrawn from the competition, citing concerns for her and her family's safety. Now, a decision follows a preliminary investigation by the Home Affairs Department, which suggested her mother may have committed identity theft to obtain South African nationality. Adinchina, a 23-year-old law student, announced her withdrawal on Instagram. Born in Soweto and raised in Cape Town, she explained in interviews that her father is Nigerian and her mother is a South African of Mozambican descent. The MK party has confirmed the removal of 18 members of parliament for abusing the party's trust by placing unauthorized names on their parliamentary list. Party spokesperson Nlamo Ndlele stated that 12 members have already been sworn in, while the remaining 6 will be inaugurated later. The party also faced a setback as the Durban High Court granted the ANC leave to appeal against the MK's party's use of the name Mkhonto weSizwe, its disbanded military wing. If the appeal succeeds, the MK party will need to change its name and logo. Moving on to international news, Kenya's President William Ruto faced a major setback as his plans to raise taxes were blocked again. After recent anti-tax protests, he withdrew his finance bill for the coming year. However, the appeals court struck down his 2023 tax legislation, ruling it fundamentally flawed and unconstitutional for not following proper procedures. The legislation had raised taxes on salaries, fuel, and mobile money transactions. Parliamentary Budget Committee Chairman Ndindi Nyoro warned the ruling could lead to significant budget shortfalls and hinder government operations. Russian forces have been engaged in a third day of fighting with Ukrainian troops after a major incursion into the Kursk region. On Tuesday, 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers breached the Russian border with tanks, armored vehicles, and drone support, leading to intense combat near a key gas transit point. Now, the attack, one of the largest in the ongoing war, has prompted Moscow to call in reserves and evacuate thousands. President Putin condemned the offensive as a major provocation, while the White House stated the U.S. had no prior knowledge of the operation. Now, we close off your news today with this feel-good story. Only a few weeks after the election in the UK, Parliament is filled with fresh faces. But the newest star isn't an MP, but a lovable guide dog named Jenny. Helping blind MP Steve Darling navigate Parliament's tricky hallways, Jenny has quickly become a media darling herself. Her Twitter fan account, started by an anonymous admirer, gained over 20,000 followers within days, prompting the furry star to get a dedicated press officer. Jenny's charm is not just winning over the public, she's also bringing a breath of fresh air to the House of Commons. Amid the hustle and bustle of Parliament, Jenny's soft snores during sessions have become a source of warmth, making even the most serious MPs smile. We could all do with a smile on a day like today. Well, that wraps up your news. Let's head into your sports. Here's Graham.
Oh, thank you so much, Carissa. We are smiling this morning. Why? Because Olympics history made in the 200 meters. In fact, in that final last night for Botswana, as Letsile Tebogo absolutely blew the field away, most notably thwarting Noah Lyles' sprint double. So the 21-year-old found his perfect stride to come in at 19.46, well ahead of American Kenneth Bednarek, who's had a great games. Lyles being relegated to bronze. And staying with the gents' performances, American Grant Holloway took gold in the much-vaulted 100-meter hurdles final, just breaking that 13-second barrier with a photo finish they needed to separate Daniel Roberts in silver and Rashid Broadbell in bronze. Now on track with the ladies, one of the most compelling rivalries, I think, of their generation, never mind just this year, played out as in-form 400-meter hurdle phenom Femke Bol, who inspired the Dutch orange facelift to the Stade de France yesterday. She was unable to dethrone the Olympic queen, Sydney McLaughlin-Lavron, who set a new world record of 50.37 seconds to keep the USA's gold tally ticking over nicely, and ahead of compatriot Anna Cockrell with the silver there. In that medal hunt, the US on 103, still outshining the rest. China, though, making good ground on 73 medals of their own and certainly looking strong in the gold department. Now, it was a great charge from Team SA yesterday as well, with Julia Vincent looking sublime, qualifying for the women's 3-meter springboard final. That'll happen later today. Elma Farid did the same, and she did it fast in a 100-meter hurdle repechage. And today, Edmund Farid looks set to disrupt in the men's 800-meter semi-final, while Marion Farid, she gets her shot in the 100 meters, and that's in the hurdle semis, as well as, I think, probably the most exciting highlights as we build towards one of the game's big crescendos, the 4x100-meter final. Our team set a season best of 57.34 to qualify just behind America. And that one plays out tonight. It's probably the big showpiece this evening. Now we're going to close out with a moment of pure power, exemplifying Women's Day for me, and one that's likely to break the internet a little bit today. Perhaps still burning after settling for a 100-meter silver, Sha'Carri Richardson ran her anchor leg, in the eye-popping time of 9.99 seconds to see the women match the gents' victory in their semi-finals. She is incredible. So on that note, I do say Happy Women's Day, South Africa. Hopefully that's inspired you. That's where we leave our sport for the day. Let's take a look at the roads.
Thank you so much, Gray. Let's have a look at the roads for the final time on this Women's Day. Now in Gauteng, Randburg, there is a stationary truck on the N1 northbound at Beyers Nordia Drive. The left lane is affected, so do approach the area with caution. And in Cape Town, there are road closures in the CBD and traffic delays are expected due to a Women's Day race. Now roads are expected to open at 11 a.m., so do plan your route accordingly. That's how we wrap up your roads. Let's have a final little look at your weather. The South African Weather Service has issued several warnings for today. A yellow level 2 warning for disruptive rain, potentially causing localized flooding of roads and settlements, is expected over the southwestern Western Cape. Additionally, a yellow level 2 warning for damaging winds and waves, making sea navigation difficult, is anticipated between Alexander Bay and Plettenberg Bay. A yellow level 1 warning for damaging winds, leading to challenging driving conditions, rapid fault fire spread and damage to informal structures is expected over the southern Northern Cape and much of the western Eastern Cape. Extremely high fire danger conditions are forecast for the interior, excluding Walter Sisulu and Senqu local municipalities. Lastly, very cold conditions are expected in parts of the Western Cape and Namakwa district. And to close off your sunrise views for today and this hour, we see one from Shakira out in GQ Ebeja. And look at that, the silhouette of the trees in front of a beautiful hello from your Friday Women's Day morning. The sun just coming through there so nicely. Thank you so much, Shakira, for sharing your morning views with us on 0634088863. And that is the number that you can continue sharing yours with us as we enter into another week ahead. Well, here's your temperatures for what you can expect for the rest of today.
a balmy day that could get a lot better for one person. Please, if you bought a Lotto ticket for last weekend's massive 100 million rand jackpot, please, and this was, I think, the second highest in history,
Oh my
in
goodness.
fact. Please have a look at your ticket right now. The search is on for that lucky winner who bagged the mind-blowing 100 million rand, as I said, last Saturday, the 3rd of August. They haven't been discovered. Can you imagine?
You could be a millionaire right now,
A
sitting next
multi.
to a random person and they don't even know.
So if your pocket is burning right now, just take out that ticket
Your
and
ears
have
itching,
a
I
look.
think they say, or your palms could actually be you. That winning ticket was purchased in Pretoria, Gauteng, so we're zoning in on an area, and it could potentially be you today. So check your Lotto tickets now and find out, and then let us know as well.
Panda Pusher player Tube is the proud operator of the National Lottery, and I think they are desperate to find you. So please put your hand up with a ticket. And you know, anyone who flew in and out of Joburg, Pretoria over the last week's like, just check your wallet.
Did I throw it away?
Well, don't worry. It's going to feel like you won something big if you stick around on the show this morning. The Kensington dance crew are here. It's a Friday dance. You better have moved that coffee table already. We're going to be moving and bringing you the power of a young woman right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Well, speaking about women, we're also going to get into more chats about the She's the Next campaign,
Brilliant.
launched, of course, by ABSA. Can't wait to get into more details about that.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
There are stories of creators, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
We've been telling you the whole morning that we are talking about who is the She's Next campaign. What is it? What's going on? And this morning we get to talk to two incredible ladies who are about to inform us all in the name of what ABSA is doing to empower women and women-led businesses. Now, when we talk about this, ABSA always has women at the forefront. And it's all about getting to know them in the name of 100% saying that entrepreneurship, it is for you ladies, but you deserve to 100% also just be there and more than anything else, excel in it. And this is what we're talking about when we say the She's Next campaign brain is here to make moves and do the things that need to be done. And like I always love to say as well, as ABSA tells us, it is letting ladies know that your story matters. So this morning, we are joined by Candace Thurston as well as Mpon Kabati from ABSA. And they are here to let us know what it is that Visa as well as ABSA are coming together to let ladies in on more about entrepreneurship, but also expose them to international opportunities that get to be about those business schools that genuinely allow your business to grow in ways you could have never imagined. So everybody, please may we welcome these ladies on Women's Day. Candace and Mpho, how are you?
So good.
Good. How are you guys feeling on Women's Day, huh?
Just amazing being with you.
Oh, I love being with you ladies. Oh, Candace, I want to start with you because we see that ABSA has planned a number of key initiatives, all in the name of allowing our ladies to really just entrench themselves more into entrepreneurship and also learn more about it, but while their businesses are also growing. Can you tell us more about this?
Well, Zanele, we're really excited because, you know, our vision is all about empowering Africa's tomorrow together, one story at a time.
Yes.
And where we feel the key woman manifesto for us is through diversity, equality, and really empowerment. And the one area we focused on is entrepreneurship. So not only are we really partnering with key people like the Frankfurt Management School to push seminars for over 1,000 entrepreneurs, we're also partnering with Visa through amazing initiatives which Mpho will take you through to fund businesses. We believe that entrepreneurship is really how we're going to forward the development of women, because we know it's not just about one woman, but they communicate, they know how to build a sisterhood, they know how to mentor. So it's really cool for us to drive that sort of diversity. Not only are we in entrepreneurship, but we focus in women in sports as well, which you know, you've seen the family at Cape Epic for She Untamed, the Sunshine Ladies Tour with golfing, as well with running with Run Your City. And we also really focus about driving empowerment within that space. So we're excited to really, not just in Women's Month, drive what women are all about, but it's 12-month initiatives to really contribute to not just South Africa, but the continent.
I love that because it's Women's Month all year round. You know what I mean? Exactly. And Candace, of course, we know that ABSA, you know, you guys have a very high importance on the narrative of women and just getting that narrative not just to be heard, but to actually be taken seriously. So I want to ask you, please, how is it that ABSA is investing in women and also just their stories?
Yeah. So the first place is, I think, our colleagues. We have almost 61% of our employees being women.
Oh, wow.
Almost 67% of them are junior and 36% sit on senior leadership. So while we love that 67% of them are in junior leadership, we know they're soon to be in board positions and exco levels. So that investment in our colleagues are so, so important. ABSA was also voted the top 40 for one of the best companies to work for to really forward women development and women diversity. So our investment goes into our colleagues first and foremost. Secondly, the investment we put is almost 9.4 billion rand into procurement of female businesses. So we don't just talk about it, we invest and we really put that mentorship into entrepreneurship as well as putting the money into the industry for female-led businesses.
I love that, putting your money where your mouth is.
Exactly, you said it.
Walking the walk, that's exactly it.
Because your story matters.
Exactly, Candace. Oh my goodness. My lovely ladies in red, I feel like you guys are genuinely here to just really allow the women of South Africa to know that they are being backed. And more than anything, that you guys believe in them. So Mpho, please speak to us in terms of, you know, just what it is that really is this initiative and the importance of it, but more than anything else, why it is that it's so important you and ABSA are coming together.
By all means. We have partnered with Visa to deliver the inaugural She's Next program in the South African market. The She's Next property is one that has been delivered by Visa in other markets, EMEA, CC, and this year was the first in sub-Saharan Africa. So Kenya was a few months ago, and this one is South Africa. It's the first one, as I have said, and the program just aims to develop women-owned and run businesses with 3 objectives in particular. The first being networking. We want to expose businesses to like-minded businesses, stakeholders, experts in their sector so that they have access to insights that will grow them and take them beyond subsistence and just growth and sustainability. The second one is growth, and this one is delivered through a development program. It's curated differently in every market, of course, keeping in mind the special dynamics of the market. The third one is access, which is access to markets, access to finances. Again, our aim is to grow these businesses, move them from subsistency, but just sustainability and just thriving.
And that's
So,
what we deserve. That's especially because women work so hard.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they deserve to be supported the way that you guys are doing so. And I think it's so lovely to know as well that, you know, it's not just, like you said, in Women's Month, but it's all year around, where it's trying to help from a holistic view, which is absolutely incredible. But we also know that there's some really great things that are coming up as well. I heard about how you guys have got a specific amount that you're going to be investing in. Tell us about it, guys. Tell us as we wrap things up.
Yes. Our money where our mouths are.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
We have said. So there are 3 prizes up for grabs. The top performing businesses will have access to prizes. The first is 400,000 rands.
Sure.
There's 250,000 rands, 170,000 rands. But most exciting for this particular market, I did say earlier that we are looking at the dynamics of a market. And for the South African market, we are very excited to share that we also have a social impact prize. That is a prize that will be given to a business that is established for the purposes of mitigating socio-economic dynamics.
Yes.
Because it's important to us. Our strategic ambition is to be an active force for good in everything that we do. So we thought in this particular market, let us reward that and let us celebrate that.
That's absolutely incredible, ladies. You know, when we have women like this, how can anything else fail, hey? And we appreciate you guys. Please continue doing the work. And I really think this is such a beautiful initiative because, like you said, Candace, you know, entrepreneurship is the thing that's going to move people in the right direction. And more than anything else, just allow environments as well as communities to grow. So thank you for that, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. She's Next campaign by Visa and Absa, my friend. It is very beautiful to see how on Women's Day, we are not just talking about what we're doing in Women's Month, but we're doing it throughout and all the time. And of course, I want to remind you just about this incredible initiative, about how you can apply, my love. All you got to do is head over to absa.co.za, and more than anything else, you also got to make sure that it is in before the 11th of August, and winners will be announced in September 2024. And it is all about moving these ladies who are at the forefront of the businesses forward, and more than anything else, allowing them to grow and be reminded that your story matters. It is always beautiful to see our faves doing the work that matters indeed. And this, of course, is something that's all about global impact. So a very big well done to Absa and to Visa.
There are stories of dreamers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. Absa.
On this very special Women's Day, we will bring the heat while you are hopefully just snuggled up in bed under some blankets, and hopefully someone got you some breakfast in bed, okay? And this morning, we're also going to get that going with some dancing. Kensington Dance Crew is here, and they'll get you and I moving. I almost joined them right now, here to perform a wonderful performance for you for the Expresso Friday Dance Crew. I just have one question to ask. Who runs the world? Yes, we do.
You remind me of other female rappers who have come before you who had to prove themselves in this male-dominated world of hip-hop.
When I talk about female rappers who've like kind of paved the way.
You want to talk about y'all feminists and y'all all about woman power and shit.
Female rappers.
Cardi, body, banging body, spicy mommy, hot tamale, hotter than a Somali, Virgo, Ferrari. Cha-ching! I was born to flex, diamonds on my neck. I like more than jets, I like more than sex. Everybody wanna see it done. I don't really need a DNA done. All the bad need is done. Girl, we run this
Every girl find a man go wind up. Every girl find a man go wind up.
Why bring you sitting, give me wind up. Who run the world?
Rich them girls, them a party boom boom, them a wine up them face, them a party boom boom. Queens them girls, them a party boom boom, them a wine up them Trinity them girls, them a party boom boom, them a wine up them face, them a party boom boom. Jamaican girls, them a party boom boom, them a wine up them wine up them.
Who run the world?
Welcome back. I suppose when it comes to the home improvement journey, the journey never really ends. And I love the fact that when we tackle those big jobs, especially a big paint job, we've got the handy heroes in our corner. And today we're going to bring you another episode of exactly that. Today, the experts are from Buco in Hermanus in the Western Cape, and they're going to share some invaluable DIY hacks and some very valuable paint tips as well to help make the next DIY project that much easier.
Powered by Plascon, today's handy heroes come from Buco, Hermanus.
The store's been part of the community for over 40 years. We're in our current location for 24 years, so truly a beacon in the town. And we previously were called Penny Pinchers, but for the last 7 years, we do the Buco brand. So we've got knowledgeable, experienced and well-trained staff. I believe our staff is passionate in what they do. They're passionate for customer service.
I'm a building contractor. I've been in the game for 50 years. I shop at Buco Hermanus because of the good staff, friendly staff, helpful staff, good service.
Buco is actually the best place to buy Plascon products, simply of the fact that we don't only offer service to clients, we also provide them with the knowledge on how to correctly use the products. They are doing the correct preparations.
So the Plascon is a well-established and trusted brand. Like the iconic lighthouse advertisement, I think Plascon has stood the test of time.
Buco offers the best quality paint, which is Polven. Okay, the reason why a lot of people go for Polven is the fact that it has an excellent coverage, it has a premium matte finish. You can use the paint inside and outside, it's fully washable as well.
My DIY tip would be to use the correct primers, correct undercoats and sealers before any paint has to be applied on the surfaces.
Handy heroes, powered by Plascon. Together, we've got this.
Thank you, team. If you're in the Hermanus area, pop by, ask them any questions you have, and most importantly, keep those brushes dancing, handy heroes. And with Plascon at our side, let's infuse life with a kaleidoscope of vibrant hues, transforming each DIY aspiration into a dazzling masterpiece in reality.
When the cracks start to show, our strength and resilience is legendary. Micatex, strong enough to endure anything.
Now, are you ready for a cooking secret that will change your braai and grilling experience? It's an important question. In celebration of Women's Day, we're honoring the creativity of women everywhere with Chef Dre. Now, using Clover's range of crushed nectar flavors, we'll be making marinades that transform ordinary meats into something extraordinary and just mouth-watering with bursts of flavor as well as tenderness, which is what you want from meat, right? Chef Dre, welcome. Thank you so much for being in. Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day to you.
Can I tell you
too.
one thing? We got matching nails, girl.
Period.
Okay, so we're going to be making marinades, but with juice. Now, I've never heard of this experiment before.
Yeah, it's actually very convenient because you get the tenderizing of the meat, but you're also getting like flavor complexity, and you also cut the admin, because if you had to juice like oranges or apples, now you're cutting down the time. So convenience is key.
I like the way you're talking. All right,
Cool,
do you want to begin?
Yes, it's literally just mixing up stuff. So we're just going to put all our ingredients into the bowl.
What do we have?
Okay, so that's soy sauce, and then we're going to put in our juice. This is guava.
Okay. Oh, so we're going in with a lot of it.
Yeah, so you want it to cover the meat so that it actually marinates the meat.
Right.
So you can just add in all the other ingredients for me if you don't mind.
I don't mind
It's
at
a little
all.
bit
Let me do
shaky.
it. So this is your lemon juice, right?
Yeah.
Lemon juice. We've
Olive
got some olive oil.
And salt and pepper.
Seasonings.
So we add in the seasonings just to balance the sweetness, because juice does get a little bit sweet. So you want to add in umami, like soy sauce or pepper or garlic and ginger.
And what do we
that's
have here?
cumin. That's
Cumin
cumin,
and
paprika, salt and pepper, as well as olive oil.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. Mix this together. So you said the juice adds a nice element of convenience, of course, and also sweetness, and we're balancing that out nicely. So how far in advance can you prepare this marinade?
Okay, so with juice, luckily we have acidity, quite a lot of it as well. So it also speeds up the process quite a bit. So you just... For chicken, you want to do it for at least 4 hours. Overnight would be perfect, but yeah, you can do it at least 4 hours before. And you want to make sure that you submerge the chicken or the meat completely so that the tenderizing process happens faster.
Right.
And you can also use a Ziploc bag and then squeeze out the air so that it
It's faster.
I love that. I love you coming through with all the tips. Okay, we've got this going with the magic of TV. We're going to fast forward.
Yes.
Once that's done, we're grilling our meat, essentially,
Literally,
right?
yeah.
But you could also braai it.
Yes, you can definitely braai it.
As a South African classic, I absolutely love that. And it is the long weekend, so lots of people are getting so many great tips about this. Now listen, with the Crush Nectar range, it is great value for money. Let me tell you why. It allows families to enjoy delicious, high-quality beverages without breaking the bank. Now for those who love to host, Crush Nectar's 1.5-litre and 3-litre packs are just ideal. It's available in 4 delicious flavors that you're going to be seeing us use today. There is apple, guava, there's even mango and orange. There's really just a flavor for every taste preference, I would say, making it so easy to please everyone in the family. Now, we've used the mango to go with the chicken. We've used the guava to go with the chicken. An interesting flavor combination.
Yes, it actually works very well. I know like in Caribbean cuisine, they use guava a lot, especially in like barbecues. So if you add it to your barbecue sauce or barbecue marinade, it adds like a really nice flavor to it.
Oh, I love that.
Super.
And then we've got another sauce going this side, and we've got some lamb chops that we're going to marinate as the chicken continues grilling. We've got apple to go with lamb.
Yes.
Okay.
Apple goes very well with lamb and pork, so yeah.
Nice. So what do I start with as the base? The juice, or can I just go the ingredients?
You can do it either way. Okay. You're just throwing things in there and just make sure that it's properly mixed so that you get all the flavors.
Right.
Into the
So let's go in with our apple.
Yeah.
I love apple juice. Okay. We've got some mustard here as well. We're going to go straight in with that. Got some soy sauce.
Yes, for the umami, that balances the sweetness very well.
Nice. Well, speaking of sweetness, we've got some honey to go along with that. Okay, going like a sweetened soy sauce vibe. Okay, so let's go in with some olive oil.
Yes, and then the garlic.
And garlic. I wonder if you could add ginger to this too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Ginger and garlic are
nice.
a good combo.
Aren't they? And they're so good
Such
for
a
you
fan.
too.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this one?
This is very hot.
Dried herbs.
Yeah, dried herbs.
Okay, just dried herbs.
Yeah.
As well as some salt. Okay.
I'm just gonna turn this down a little bit.
Yes. Cool, we got the salt to balance out the sweet. I think that was the last sip. And then the dried herbs as the final sip. I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this marinade. It's speaking to me on so many levels.
And it smells good here.
It smells incredible in the kitchen right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we stir that together. And also, I love mustard. I feel like it's such an underrated condiment.
So good.
Okay.
And if you're short on time, you can pierce the lamb chops with like a skewer or something so that the marinade really gets in there, and also it cuts down the time too.
So how long would you do the lamb chops for in terms of the marinade?
Lamb, I'd definitely say overnight would be best. Other things like fish, you don't want to do it for too long because it will start falling apart. So 30 minutes is fine for like fish. Yeah. Then we just make sure that everything is in there.
Everything's submerged.
Yeah.
As Chef Gray has recommended.
Yep.
Okay.
And then into the fridge it goes, and then we grill.
Magica TV, let's grill these bad boys up. Is there a tongue? There is a tongue. Perfect. Okay.
And I can just turn down a little bit here.
Oh, beautiful. I didn't know she was a braai master. Look at her go. Okay, well, all these recipes can be found on expressoshow.com, and I would highly recommend that you do exactly that, because if you could smell the magic that's happening in the kitchen right now, you would not want to miss out on this goodness. Chef, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to probably enjoy this and have the best Women's Day that is ever Women's Day. Yeah, girls.
Period.
Girl power. Let's go.
To enjoy every drop of goodness from the freshest fruit full of vitamins. Crush it real good. Clover Crush, your daily goodness. Also in delicious new nectar.
Oh, I wish you could smell the scents coming out of this kitchen right now. We love it when Dre pays us a visit. The chef ain't going nowhere, and neither should you. We've got an incredible last half hour of the show lined up. I'm going to take a moment to say thank you to some of the young'uns who work on the Expresso floor here, who do a great job and maybe don't get the time to kick back and relax or take in a good rugby match. So that will be sizzling on the braai on the other side of this. Then speaking of sizzling, the Kensington dance crew have already blown us away. They are back for another Friday dance, because it is a Friday. And of course, lest we forget, it's Women's Day here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
you a handy hero at home looking for your next project? This is your chance to get started by entering to win 10,000 Rand in cash each week from Plascon South Africa. Buy any Plascon product and post a pic of yourself with your product on social media with hashtag PlasconSA. Make sure you follow Plascon SA on Facebook and Instagram. Competition closes midday Friday, 9th August, so enter now. T's and C's on expressoshow.com. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for being here and spending your Women's Day along with us on Expresso on S3. We just got 20 more minutes left of the show and so much more is coming your way.
Well, I think in general, life is a collection of treasured moments shared with loved ones, people we care about, people we want to support. And that's exactly what we're about to witness. I had the opportunity to just say thank you to some of the young members of our crew who put in so much effort behind the scenes and often don't get the kudos. And of course, all the while enjoying an exhilarating rugby match. You might have seen my idea there, of course, to support our Bokke. It's a perfect blend of great food, good company, and thrilling sporting action. Oh man, it is lekker having people over to hear laughter in the house. I love this and I don't get to do it very often, so really chuffed. The plan today, to whip up some delicious food, hopefully enjoy that along with the rugby, and then I'm going to show this lot my secret weapon when it comes to that all-important, really messy post-braai kitchen cleanup.
I'm most looking forward to spending quality time with friends, especially Graham.
I think I'm most looking forward to is to get to know Graham a little bit better because I've only really spoken to him in like a work context before, so this is really fun to get out here. And I'm really looking forward to the game today.
Besides the exciting game, I am a braai rookie queen, and apparently Graham is a bit of a taste master in that category.
Now, the sticky apricot marinade is a crowd pleaser, especially around the braai. Great for things like ribs and especially for sticky chicken wings. So first up, you need a good quality apricot jam. 1 tin goes in there. Then we want some umami. In goes a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. bit of acidity to balance it out. As always, I pre-roasted a little bit of garlic, 2 cloves of garlic going in there, just punch up the headiness. And then this is the win. 2 teaspoons of a nice curry powder, a nice garam masala, and some chili powder. And then the final little secret weapon, some thyme. Absolutely love it. So, okay, so here's the thing. Normally when it comes to this part of the cooking process on the live show, I'm actually not allowed to do it because I make such a mess. So maybe it's a good thing that you guys are here. Try and get it into literally every crevice that you can. All right, I know the dishes are mounting up. It's okay, I've got us covered. Grab the chicken, let's fry. Who's the person who does the braai?
I would say my dad.
Really?
Always my dad.
Anything with a lot of sugar, I think, goes well with
Yes, they used to do it with, like you say, the bacon on a stick, but it's
twizzle,
very sweet.
It's really cool having a braai inside your house. Good.
Wow,
Good
that
job.
looks incredible. The perfect amount of basting.
There have been so many highlights from today. Just being able to take 5 minutes out with some great colleagues, give them just a moment to relax and chill out and not have to work flat out as they do generally every day. That was great. Being able to share the game experience was awesome, and not having to, as the host, be in the kitchen for the entire time, that was also a major highlight. Come on, Sia, go boy. Jason, you beauty, come on, yes! Sure. Well, we love the braai. The dreaded cleanup afterwards, maybe not so much. And with a big sticky braai comes a big sticky mess. Now, using the Sunlight Extra Power automatic machine dishwashing tablets is really simple and very effective, as long as you follow a few easy steps. You'll be tempted to want to remove the hydrofilm. Don't. It's not plastic. It is designed to dissolve and dissolve quickly. In fact, if it's a short cycle, you don't even have to worry about putting it in the actual dispenser. You can put it in the basket or just in the dishwasher. If the warning light comes on to add salt or a rinse aid, don't worry. That functionality is already built in. Brilliant. That is power. Now, when they say extra power, they mean it. We've got some heavily encrusted items here, often the case after a big get-together. This can handle it. There is a very powerful degreaser in here, ideal for a post-braai celebration. And here's the real kicker for me. Thanks to Sunlight's Pure Clean technology, with these tablets, you can run it on an eco wash.
I had such a fun day. I really enjoyed spending time with friends and snuggling.
I had a great time today. It was so much fun getting to know everybody a little bit better. I really love being a part of the whole experience, but I hate being a part of the cleaning. But luckily, Graham had those things ready to go, so you could just take our time, have some fun, and enjoy the day.
Smells amazing. I'm not seeing 1 ounce of grease, in fact, not even 1 streak. And this was on an eco wash. That is power indeed. Just about spotless. That's going to be your new home plant. I love this. Whether you're a budding braai master, whether you've got a house full of screaming kids, or maybe you just want to invite some hardworking colleagues over for a time out, even 2 sinks full of dishes is a breeze, and you're guaranteed of a hygienically clean wash every single time. That says to me, a happy host no matter how big the gathering is. So give Sunlight Extra Power automatic machine dishwashing tablets a try for yourself to prove they're unbeatable clean in just 1 wash. I almost want to dirty a few more dishes. That had me dancing into the weekend, baby. Don't worry, we will have our opportunity to dance into the weekend in just a moment with the Kensington Dance Crew. But right now, I want you to think about this because you have an opportunity to win a Philips air fryer. Yep, we all need it. If you don't have one, you don't know what you're missing. And this one valued at 4,000 Rand.
Oh, it's really simple to get in touch. Just reply to the competition post on our Expresso social media pages and tell us what's your favorite thing about hosting a braai, but the worst to clean up after. And don't forget to use hashtag Hashtag entertaining with sunlight and follow Sunlight ZA on Instagram and Facebook. Now, the competition does close this Sunday, the 4th of August at midnight. And of course, T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
I was going to say my lappy is not one of those things, okay, because that took a very long time to wash. But of course, that competition time, we'll keep those details up on our social media pages. Just make sure you give yourself the opportunity to enter and win. Good luck.
It is winter, it is cold, even on this Women's Day and long weekend. Like I said, I hope that you are under blankets somewhere and perhaps you're feeling a little bit blue. But listen, we're here with exciting news to bring you some warmth and an incredible giveaway from Game Stores. So exciting.
So we're going to defrost you ourselves, or at least they are, with their sizzling winter hot takes deals. And a nice little competition we're going to throw in as well, where you guys stand the chance to win a 2,000 Rand shopping voucher.
Oh, that sounds great.
That'll get the blood rate pumping, hey, the heart rate
I'm
up.
excited
You will
now.
be warm.
Let's go.
So we want to know from you guys, what are the winter hot take deals from Game Stores that are making you feel the warmth this winter, that have got you so excited, feeling the FOMO?
Yes.
Maybe you've already bought one.
I mean, I got a couple in my bag, you know. No, I'm kidding. We've looked at the essentials, all right, especially when it comes to the heated blankets and energy-saving heaters, which definitely bring the heat, baby.
And then, of course, we want plug and play. And what about the Xiaomi robot vacuum?
That's a nice one.
Probably said that a little bit weird, but it works like a charm. It's precise movements doing all the hard work for you. It'll free up your time to indulge in a winter warmer drink or hearty meal. And I've heard that cats can ride them like little taxis around your house.
That's adorable. Okay, I'll get one for my cat. You've convinced me. Now, with the sizzling hot Philips fryer, you can also really heat things up in the kitchen in a matter of minutes. I love me an air fryer. I'm a peak millennial when it comes to that. And a winter essential item that makes cooking healthy and saving you on time is definitely something that I would buy. I mean, for 1,399, get yours.
Hey, how things have come down. That is a hot take. I love that. And then finally, this next deal is guaranteed to heat up your entertainment this winter. The JBL bar. It's famous for a reason. It'll make your favorite movie marathons, your streaming experience, and not just a watch, but an actual experience lived. It'll wash over you. I absolutely love that. So we've got like every lane covered.
Yeah, for a day indoors. I absolutely love that. Also, JP would love that last one. Can't wait to tell him about that. So we want to know what products are keeping you snug and warm during these chilly months. So many to choose from, really.
And of course, this is your chance. Please don't forget to win big with that 2,000 Rand Game Stores voucher. Now that you know what you can spend the money on, what you got to do, simply reply to this question. Once again, what are the winter hot take deals from Game Stores that are making you feel the warmth this winter? You better make them good and share those answers on social media using the hashtag #GotGame, and you could be a lucky winner.
Now, you have until Sunday, the 16th of August to enter, and all these T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. So get creative and share your cozy winter essentials with us, because we also want to steal some ideas, all right?
Coming up, my lovely, right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, I am looking for my new best friend. Yes, the winner of the second biggest jackpot ever. And it is incredible, and we are hoping that this life is indeed going to change. But remember, we're on the lookout for them. We're going to be getting into it in a bit, but first, let's take a short break.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
You're on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, still my lovely, and we are in the business of feeling good because we want to celebrate with someone. If you did not know, I need you to check your Lotto ticket. The second biggest Lotto jackpot in history in South Africa has been won. And the question is it you? Like I said, my future best friend. Eh? Okay, sharp, it's fine. The search is on for the lucky winner of, my friend, the mind-blowing 100 million jackpot on Saturday, the 3rd of August, 2024. Please tell your friend, friend's friend to go and check their tickets because genuinely the Lotto wants to give it to you. You did the things, now go and do it in terms of making sure that absolutely anyone around you or yourself might have this ticket, and in fact you need to check it. The winning ticket was purchased in Pretoria, Gauteng, and the thing is you need to check because as a winner it needs to be done, right? If I was someone who had won, I would buy property. Cars. I'm taking me and all my friends. We're going to Los Angeles. It's a world tour, actually. We're going on a world tour, all right, for a good 2 weeks. And then we'll come back and do this again. But that's what I would do. The question is, who is the winner? Please do check your ticket because, my lovely, the Lotto wants to give it to you. With that being said, Panda Pusha Play Ituba is, in fact, the proud operator of the National Lottery. And this is where I now know we need to end off the show with a bang. So, Graham, how are we doing that exactly, huh?
Oh my God, if I had 100 million rand to spend right now, I would sponsor the Kensington dance crew and take them on a global tour to show just how powerful South African women really can be. They left no crumbs on the dance floor, as the young'uns say. They ate in their first performance and they're going to do it again now and kickstart this beautiful long weekend and hopefully get you to fully embrace the power of what it means to be a South African woman right now. Without further ado, the Kensington dance crew. Take it away, ladies.
What? Up, what? Up your what? Do you back and do you let's hold hands.
Nasty, nasty.
You're the water of my life. Through the oceans on try. Never know love is true. I know that 1 + 1 is 3 with you. I can't believe mine. That you were meant to be mine. Never know love is true. I know that 1 + 1 is 3 with you. I do. 1 + 1 is 3 with you.
Preparing and initiating pan test. Pan test left. Pan test right. Pan test left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Pan test complete. Sound check now complete. All systems are ready.
from us to you, from all of us. All of us.
Everybody is welcome today to all of the incredible women who work on this floor for this amazing company, right up to the top. We love you. To our South African sisters in Joburg, who feel very much global. We love you guys as well. South Africa, take a moment to truly commemorate Women's Day today. Don't forget how much we love you. Adios. Yay, well done, everyone.